What up, world? Welcome to the Fives of the Week podcast, episode 85. It's your boy, Philly.
Grandmaster B.
And Hollywood Apple Snatch.
And as always, this episode is brought to you by 24th Street Pizza. And for the next few episodes, we got another small sponsorship from Oscar's Barbershop. Shout out to you.
Hey, Oscar.
Nice piece.
Thanks, Oscar.
He actually invited us in to do a pod in the barbershop one day. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking red bond whip his ass
Oh,
right
right
now.
now.
Take him up on that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I like that.
Nothing like some barbershop talk, right? I mean, yeah.
Some of the best conversations are in the barbershop.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
Ain't no doubt.
Got what ain't get nobody every day.
Oscar the barber. Is Oscar the guy that lights the hair on fire and fades it? You ever see those guys that do that kind
I've
of
never
stuff?
seen him do that, but I've seen that, yeah.
That's badass.
Would you ever try it?
I couldn't. But if I tried, I probably wouldn't have a regrowth. I mean, I see
them whiskers.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You
Yeah,
see
I've
these
seen it,
guys
yeah.
where they just catch it on fire and then they like trim it out.
I've seen it on TikTok a few times.
Yeah, I was talking to Al, one of our other sponsors. He has a friend of his that came in from, I don't want to say it's Lebanon, but he comes every 6 months and he spends time with his family, but he's a barber back home.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like really meticulous. And Al said, I won't let anybody touch my hair but this guy. And it's like an hour plus, and he does like the ear waxing and the nose and the brows and the fade. And he went all the way from Port Huron all the way to Dearborn on Tuesday because he called me. He's like, hey, I'm not going to be at the shop today. He goes, my brother Mo's there. I'm like, oh, you going on another road trip? He's like, yeah, I'm headed down to get my hair cut. And then he told me this whole story. I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
That Mo Money.
Yeah. And then Mo Money was running the show. Mo Money didn't know what the hell was going on when I called him for the order. Though he's like, what? Yeah, your brother told me to call you. Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't know anything about it.
You don't talk to my cousin Boo Boo.
Right.
It's hard though because like you can't just skip barbershops. And I know I've told this story before. I have a picture where me and Mikey went to Bullricks. And I have, the line was about that thick in my head, looked like I-75. We still joke about it to this day.
Jeez.
So I've been going to him for going on 7 years now. And
really?
When you have loyalty and you just like the fade and they know what you want.
You can't beat
it. Just like anything else, man. You just keep going back. So
yeah.
I've been a loyal customer. He's taking care of me. You can't tell now because I've been so busy. I didn't even shave for like 3 days. So a little rough right now. But
you're still beautiful.
Oh,
yeah, you look good, man.
You're sexy down there.
Oh, I appreciate you, Dad.
we missed making all of our noises.
I know. We took a week off and we made it here. You know, it's been a hell of a week thus far. So Grandmaster B,
yes.
how you been, man? It's been a couple weeks.
Going on.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. Guys, we talked about the yard work and all that kind of fun stuff that we like to do during this time of the year, and that's what's been keeping me busy. Heard tonight we're supposed to be getting possible frost.
Oh, I know.
So,
I heard that on the radio.
Of course, it's Michigan. Yesterday was somewhere around the 80-degree mark, and then when I was on my way back home from the north of Port Huron yesterday, I started off with a short sleeve polo shirt. Nice day. By the end of the day, I was back in a coat and a vest, going, "What the hell happened to summer?"
Yeah.
But tonight we're supposed to be getting some frost.
That's pure Michigan for you.
Yeah.
It is. And then, we put the flowers out, so now we have to put the flowers back in, so they're in pots. So my wife's like, do you think we should? I'm like, hell yeah, as much as these flowers are costing, you're going to baby those things until that frost shit goes away for good.
Oh, for sure.
So I thought we were out of the woods with the cold weather, but here we are. It's Michigan, like you said.
That's
What's it supposed to be?
I heard it's supposed to get down to like 34.
Oh, my God.
So that's a little nipply.
Yeah.
I woke up today and I was like, God, I only had my I had a t-shirt and a polo on, and then I went down to the ball game today after work, and it was nice. Like when you get down inside the stadium in the sun, it was nice. But going in there, man, I was freezing, shaking. But that's Michigan for you. It's still spring.
Yeah.
I usually wait for flowers until Memorial Weekend. That's usually when I do mine.
I guess mine are going to die in the front. Hope not.
Did you already plant? You planted them already?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to just throw like a old sheet or something over it, they say, or like a paper or plastic bags or something. I think that might protect them a little bit.
Could throw garbage bags over them too.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Something like that.
You just don't want to waste your money on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Or you could be like my neighbor who puts fake flowers in. It took me a while to understand, like, how's this guy must have a green thumb? Like, these flowers just never die. And then I said, Ed, I'm like, what's up with the flowers, man? He's like, oh, my mom puts fake ones in. We don't play around with that shit anymore. I'm like, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
I was thinking about throwing these palm trees on the back patio, Brad.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
You know?
Yeah, I actually put one in my backyard. I planted one in a pot and put
Hell
some
yeah.
rock, and I'll have to show you a picture of it. And you gave me the idea for these things.
They're
And
sharp, man.
They are. They look real.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I
what
like
is
'em.
it that kills the flowers as far as like it just gets too cold and they can't survive it and can't grow back? Or?
Yeah, because some are, like, if you get a tropical plant, I don't think it can live below, like, 50 or 40.
Even if it's just one day.
I mean, it's possible, right? But if
I think
you
it
push
shocks it.
yeah, it's like internally it'll just damage it.
What about the pool? Like my pool's open now. It's open. It's literally open. Is that going to turn to shit?
No.
As far as, the
no,
water?
no. I don't think that's
matters.
going to mess up any of that stuff, but I dare you to go in it tomorrow. You think you would go in
Yeah.
it?
You freeze your giblies off, you don't
My
tell
giblies.
your giblies.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the pool thing. I waited this year to hold off because I already had my pool open at this time last year, and I just ran a filter for what seemed like 3 weeks straight because it was just too damn cold to get into it.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. We'll see what happens.
Did
but,
you run yours nonstop or just like 4 or 5 hours a day? Or
Yeah, more like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it just, it's not a big pool. It's only 21-foot round pool, but I'm thinking, you know what? My guy said, run your filter, like you said, 3 or 4 hours. He goes, that's more than enough time. Circulate the water, clean it up. But it's when that pollen shit starts flying around.
Yeah.
That white stuff, and then you get the sneezes. If you got bad, you have allergies,
I
Philly?
do, yeah. You can probably tell I'm a little stuffed up now.
No, I mean, it's just like it gets really bad. And then it was getting all in my filter because, like, it's like a magnet. Water just catches all that stuff. And then I had, like, a duck laying in my pool last year and everything like that. I'm like, what's
shitting
going on,
in their
man?
house.
Freaking nature preserve going on out here, Braz.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know, man.
Ducks like Tony Soprano.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
them ducks.
ducks.
She likes the ducks out there, puss.
Kind of
Boys.
crazy.
Nicknamed the Bush. So I don't know if I'm going to do the pool yet. So I started in the backyard, talked about that a few times, laid all the topsoil and seed down. Started to get, little hairs here and there, but not as thick as I want to. It's been 2 weeks, though. It does take time. Got to be patient, keep watering it, and if I can get that back to where it used to be, then I think I'll add the pool. But that's got to be done first.
You want them whiskers.
I want the whiskeys.
You want
Yeah.
them whiskers.
But, Philly, you're an outdoor yard kind of guy.
Yeah, I love it.
I went to the local place where I get my rock and all that because you get those bare patches and stuff like that. You want to
Yeah.
kind of fill in all that stuff. Everything went up so much.
Oh, I know.
A bag of rock, like the colored rock, it used to be like $7.99. Now it's $10.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, for
yep.
sure.
I mean,
Easy.
I understand food goes up and inflation, but when did rock become more expensive than it
Even
did
dog
3 years
food.
ago?
Dog food's went
I
up
don't know.
$4 a normal bag. Like pedigree, I paid $27.99. Now it's $31.99.
Ain't that the truth? I mean,
Yes.
you 2 dogs right here, right? So
Yeah.
that set you back a little bit more than usual.
I got the 25-pound bag. I think I paid $50.
Ooh, yeah, you got to have that special kind.
Yeah, I gotta have blue because Bella has a chicken allergy.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta get
Yeah.
certain brands, and then like for dinner I'll mix them in some wet food just so they get a mix of something.
Yeah, yeah.
I say it's good for their system too. So
Shit, at that price, you might want to start eating it, dude. It's
know.
costing you more than what it's costing you to put food in your own damn fridge.
it's a lot, dude. And when I'm lazy and I don't feel like going to a big box store, I'll stop at like a Rite Aid or CVS, get the small bag, and that's a ripoff. It's like 20 something bucks.
Yeah.
It's just it's bad. These guys eat like. I only feed them twice a day now because the vet said they're a little chunky, a little sick.
A little thick.
I feel that.
So I'm
Thick
saying,
around the way. My doctor told me I'm a little thick right now.
thicker than a stick.
Your dog is a fat.
But I told him like that. I said, you called me thick when I got my pants down.
It's funny because my vet told me the same thing about Bentley, and he just hit 1 year old on Mother's Day. Happy birthday to Bentley!
Beast.
I posted a picture of him on the lab site. He's got 800 likes already, bro.
Nice.
He's like a sensation out there.
A year old already?
He's 1 year old.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, my vet, she's like, wow. She goes, this dog got so big. And, of course they put him on a scale. She's like, Uh-oh. She goes, he's about 10, 12 pounds overweight right now. What are you feeding this dog? And to his point, I was feeding him 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm thinking like normal. No, she goes, you want to cut one of those out. She goes, do the breakfast part of the morning and then the afternoon, evening stuff. She goes, no more. But I give him so many treats.
Sure.
Try to get him from like digging holes in my yard. Like, come on, I'll get you a treat.
Yeah, you want to limit those to probably to 2-3 a day tops. Reward them for doing. They go handle their business outside because they know they go right to the cupboard. They both sit there, wag their tail, and smile at me.
I know.
I give them their treat, and it's hard to turn them down.
And then you get those puppy eyes, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll give you another one. Like we had a quick dinner tonight on the way over here, so I when I was talking to you, I fired up the grill and threw some chicken on, and then of course he knows when there's food on the grill. So there's my dog right there. That's the puppy picture, and obviously his updated 1-year-old picture. Look at that beast.
The big boy right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he changed.
Yeah, man. My wife goes, he looks Asian.
Yeah.
I don't see it. He's like, he's got those like real serious looking eyes now from the puppy look to that. I was like,
he's got some zing in him, right?
Yeah, he's a terror, man. He's a terror, man. He had a pickled moment this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I've got these neighbors that are really into keeping their grass. You think my grass looks nice? You ought to see some of these neighbors I got. So my neighbor Aaron just got done cutting his lawn, and I was walking one way down the street, and then I said, hey, Aaron, how you doing? And he's like, hey, Bri, what's going on, man? I had the dog and everything like that. I said, man, your grass looks so good, dude. Who's doing your fertilizer? And we got the small talk going. Mm-hmm. And, hey, man, nice seeing you. We just kept going, and I came back around the second time to finish the walk, and then my dog decided to take a shit right on his grass. And, dude, it wasn't one of those, like, hard kind of, coiled up ones. This was, like, something that he had left in his system, and he spackled the crap out of his lawn while I was watching him put his lawnmower away. So I hurt and cleaned it up with my little poop bag and everything like that. And I was like, man, should I go get a hose and water that down? Because it stood out like a sore thumb, this big, brown, after you wipe it up, you still got residue there, right?
Ooh, yeah.
I was hoping he wasn't going to come back out, man, I picked up it on my cameras, your dog shit on my grass. And then he defriended me, or he could have, but the poor dog shit all over his lawn after I told him how good it looked. Sorry about that, dude.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Philly? You doing okay, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Still kicking at the new job and just staying busy, just real busy, and trying to get things done around the house here and there, you know. So
how you like that getting up earlier?
It's a change. My body's still getting used to it. Like you texted me last night, I even hear it. I was out cold. You know what I mean? It's just it's changing the schedule. Just want to be up and alert. I want to be good at what I do, so I got to be focused. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a change. I'm enjoying it though. It's rejuvenated me to some degree. So excited about that.
Yeah, getting that bed like, oh God.
Yeah, I kind of look forward to it. I need to get back in the gym though. That's what I'm lacking. But in time, I got to acclimate myself to the schedule, and then I'll get back into it.
You'll get there. But do you find though, Philly, when you start getting into the cycle of getting up earlier and starting your day, I know it sucks because we're not early morning kind of people. Yeah. There's no secret there. But
sure,
when you do get into that change, you're a little bit more productive, do you feel?
Yeah.
As definitely. You get into the flow of things and you can knock out all them things. And so here comes 1 o'clock and you're like, damn, usually I'm putzing around with this stuff around 2 or 3, and it just gives you that extra hour to get stuff done.
My daytime is definitely more productive. Get home, cook dinner, do whatever I need to do around the house. But after I take that shower, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done, ready for bed.
Isn't
I hop in there and turn the TV on. I'm out.
Yeah, man, Hollywood, this has always been your regiment, though. You've always been an early guy because your shift starts early.
Up and down, flip-flop, 3 o'clock, 2:30, 6, 7, 10 hours, 12 hours. And I'm not really a day person. Mm-hmm. As long as I've been on it, I probably should be on afternoons, realistically. But I always did it because of the kids, not the Mr. Sports and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, it all depends. Towards the end, maybe I go to afternoon because I don't like getting up in the morning, to tell you the truth. I struggle every morning.
Struggling.
So that makes
struggling.
Yes, I look up, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I was always a night owl. Always, even as a kid, just like staying up late for some reason. And I was like that as an adult. When I had my route, I was just, I could go in and get it done and, last the evening. Now it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was up a couple times this week. Not lying. 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm up, and you ever get up and you're like, I just can't fall back asleep.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and like, man, I'm gonna try to fall back asleep for another half hour or an hour, and you just can't.
You ever get up like real early like that, take a piss, and you lay in bed and you want to just get that extra hour in, but you can't. You keep like clock watching. 'Cause
Right.
You don't want to oversleep through the alarm.
That's
I've been doing that too.
Exactly what happened to me a couple times this week, and it just, I woke up. I know one morning it was the wife started coughing or something like that. Which reminds me, I woke up this week with a filling that fell out of my mouth, dude.
No.
Come on.
Yeah, no shit, man. Like, when you wake up, you got that morning funk. You're like, oh, man, you start, man, my mouth. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's this in the corner of my freaking gum line? I'm like, fuck is that, a popcorn kernel? But I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, and it was too dark in the room. I couldn't make out what it was, but I'm rolling it around and my fingers going, man, I held on to it, got out of bed, went out in the hallway, flipped the light on, door shut to the bedroom, so I'm not waking her up. I'm like, motherfucker, that's a filling that came out of my mouth.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm like, come on. Yeah, a filling, dude.
Damn.
Like, are you guys Are you guys grinders? Like, did anybody ever tell you grind your teeth? You need an occlusal guard and all that shit?
No. My ex used to really bad.
Yeah.
Like the grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grinds. I like another type of grind.
well, I used to be a good grinder, you big dummy. Just nowadays, man, I was like, dude, I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, okay, so it came out of something down here, like a little receding gum line thing. So it's just a little fragment, and of course, I'm over there trying to think I could put it back in. It's not going back in. So called the dentist up. She's like, that's an easy fix. We got your appointment 2 weeks for cleaning, anyways. You bring it in.
Oh.
Like, I'm gonna fucking bring this filling. You're gonna give me a new one before you're gonna bill me. Right?
Yeah.
Take that air.
It's crazy.
Hit that nerve. Right to the roof. Right to the
Yeah,
roof.
you guys know, you're a little bit older. Like, did your teeth get more and more sensitive as you age?
Oh, absolutely. Mine do.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Because I've
Hollywood.
noticed that lately.
I mean, it all depends. Like, maybe depends on how good you kept your teeth. You know what I mean? How you flossed, how you brushed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get where my gums hurt or anything like that. You know what I mean? Of course, I always floss. That's the key.
Do you really? You floss
Yeah.
every day?
Every day. Every
Philly?
day.
Not every day, but I've been more cognizant of it because my dentist told me I need to.
So does a toothpick count as flossing?
Well, in your front, but it's hard to get in the back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know it's going to sound, but I got one of those power toothbrushes that really get in there pretty
Yeah,
good. So like
me too.
sometimes at night when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, oh, there's a piece of steak. Get it out,
Right.
So I'm not a big flosser per se, but I know that's actually good, healthy stuff for your
I
teeth.
like them green ones with the string on it. And just,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
good.
They're like the sticks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got mint flavored ones.
And they got the pick. You can. I mean, some just come already with the pick at the end, or the one you bend out,
Yeah.
where you can put it back.
I like those.
Yeah, and they come, and then they got the little spriggy. My wife's addicted to those things. That and tweezers.
Oh, you
Like
keep
she
that-
loves the picks and for the teeth and like the tweezer thing. We talked about that on an episode before. Like she's got a whole like assortment of them laying around.
Yeah.
And I had a crazy hair growing on the side of my top right here by my eye. I don't know why that fucker grew right there, but I'm over here trying to pluck it out and I couldn't do it.
Really?
I said, Vicky, I said, can you help me with this thing? She said, what are you talking about? I go, there's this hair, I can't get it out. She's like a pro, dude, like a surgeon.
You
She's
know
like,
those mirrors that the ladies get?
the magnifier ones,
Oh,
the
yeah,
light.
yeah.
Oh yeah, those are
So you can
badass.
see every freaking pore. You can see
Yeah.
your nose hairs. You're like, God damn, my nose is pretty hairy.
I know.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm looking at hair in my ears, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, man!" I'm like, "Yeah, you really do see stuff up close, don't
Oh,
you?"
yeah. Or if you
Kind
got-
of scary.
If you got to pop a big zit or something.
Like,
I was like,
yeah, women have all the arsenal of all the different gadgetries that they
Oh,
can
yeah.
use to
oh
make
yeah, they
themselves
know.
look
They
so.
want to stay kind of pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
So I give them credit because there's a lot that goes into the ladies getting dialed up and
Oh
stuff.
my
Oh yeah,
goodness,
they know
you
too.
Yeah.
We shower, we comb the hair, we get ourselves
Yeah.
somewhat dressed up, and we're a little cologne, and we're ready to bounce. These girls that got
wrinkles. Put
know.
this cream on.
I got to put on my facial stuff, and it goes in like phases, and then that's why with the final outcome, you're like, damn, you look good. Well, I spent an hour in the freaking bathroom, not 10 minutes.
Right.
That's a different
right,
story with
yeah.
us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your go-to product that you guys feel keeps you just feeling fresh?
Fresh, you said, per se. Cucumber.
For me, it's funny because I was shaking hands at my buddy's house like 3 weeks ago. I meant to bring it up on the last pod, but I didn't.
Can you shake my hand like you shook his hand? I mean, shake it. Did you
No,
say
I had
shake?
coffee. My hands are a little clammy right now.
Oh no, I was trying to do that. We were trying to do our. My friend, good to see you. That's what I was looking for. Okay, I wasn't trying to.
Like,
There you go.
your hands are so soft. Like, this motherfucker ain't worked a day in his life. I said, but honestly, it's a Vino lotion. So
Okay.
I use that, and it just keeps my skin moisturized. I don't know. It's something I always use since I was like early 20s.
Very cool.
And I mean, I've worked labor jobs all the way until I got the sales job. So I've just been blessed, I guess.
Is this like just for hands or face and all that
Hands,
stuff?
not the face, because anything with fragrance, like I'll break out really
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'll do my body and my hands.
Okay.
This isn't like, I'm lathering up every night type deal, but like if I feel my skin getting dry, that's my go-to.
Yeah, I got to do mine. See them rough.
Yeah.
And I put it on, constantly, but it's just they dry out, man.
Yeah.
I think that's
Happens.
very interesting because there is a go-to thing I use, and it's a my wife had it's a facial cream that it's used for dry skin, but there's no fragrance in it, so it's like what you're saying, nothing that'll create some kind of an outbreak.
Yeah.
And because I shave my head and all that kind of stuff, I want to make sure it doesn't dry out and all that kind of stuff. But
Yours is always tight because you can see guys that get like the bumps and stuff like that. Yours is always like
yeah,
tight,
man. I try to keep it there like Pitbull, man, 305. You know what I'm saying? So she said, try this stuff because it's really good. Because I was starting, like, man, it's, I feel after I shave and everything, you get that dry face. She gave me this. It's by Clinique. That's all I know. It comes in a little square bottle. And it's like a moisturizing cream. And after I shower, I'll slap a little on the face and a little on the dome. Man, like baby smooth.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm the original rubber smooth skin. it works out well for me. So I don't. You're not alone, brother.
All right, cool. Hollywood, what do you think?
I would, my go-to is some of my fragrances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You showed me your lineup one day. It's pretty impressive.
But I'll look at it and I'll go, oh, no, that's not the one to wear today. We got to go with the killer instinct over here. So I look at someone, I go, I ain't touched you in a while. You know what I mean? Maybe let's pull this out. It's something totally different.
Does it call you? Like,
No, I just look at
your
him
cabinet?
like, I haven't touched them. Like, I smell them like it smells so good, but I just haven't used it. I haven't got, drawn to it. Like this morning, I was like, that Gio Armani, I'm like, nah, maybe tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I put on the Victuous. Smell. Oh, she's like, oh, you smell so good. I'm like, yeah, it's 2 days in a row now with that. Because I try to switch them up. Always
There
throw
you go.
something different.
There you go.
What if we somehow, some way, come up with a fragrance, a perfume for sex?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Call it Apple Snatch.
Bring that old cashmere coat out here. Gee, I love it, man.
Ric Flair.
You want to smell like king and queen.
I mean, they have so many. Like this girl at work, I says, damn, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
And it's the new Jimmy Choo for women. I
Yes.
said, Lord, when I walked in, I could smell that just right off you. She says, you like that? I'm like, actually, I paid $2 for that.
Wow.
Bro, like, whoa. It smells.
Doesn't that smell?
And I like the original one.
Yes.
But this one's a whole nother level, man.
It's a game changer, dude. And
Game
if you
changer.
don't mind, Phil, I'm going to jump in on that piece right there because that's the perfume that I happened to be in. I was at Sam's Club of all places, and this lady was in an aisle over from me, and she just, obviously we're walking in that circle there, and I'm like, man, she smells so good. And it took everything in me to just say, hey. I mean, here I am a married guy, but that's kind of like a pickup line, man. I'm sorry, but I just got to stop you and ask you, what are you wearing? She's probably like, who is this goofball? But, I'm like, what is it? She goes, oh, that's Jimmy Choo, for women. And she told me what it was, and you're right, it is very expensive. I actually bought that for a Christmas gift for the wife,
Nice.
and it smells so good.
That's the first time when I smelt that smell of Jimmy Choo. And I said to myself, I will not let another woman walk by and not ask her, because I have to know what this smell is.
Does it smell good enough for you in there?
He came by and I said, ma'am, excuse me, but don't take this, in the wrong way. I said, what are you wearing? I said, because that is amazing. And she's like, Jimmy Choo. And I said, man. And that's distinct smell. Now, here's the key, because not everyone can wear that.
Sure.
It doesn't come off with the chemicals in your
Yes,
body.
it's the oils that
Yes.
in certain,
Somebody's
right on
worn
point,
it's
bro.
like, I don't smell like Jimmy Choo.
What does it smell like if it's on the wrong person?
just doesn't come off that way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a very powerful, distinct. I mean, you're like, damn.
You know what I hate? Like when someone smells like ass,
Ass?
and they try to mask it with cologne.
Oh,
and
dude,
shit. And it only enhances it, dude. It's like, come on,
It
wash
stink.
your ass, man. You know what I
It
mean?
stinks bad, dude.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, absolutely.
You're right, though.
I agree.
How many? Let's go around the table. Try to think about this because we'll hit you last because you mentioned cologne. How many different bottles of cologne does Philly have in his man pantry?
Well, you know, I recently gotten into the. They were gifted to me. They're sprays, like body sprays.
Yeah.
And actually, some of those smell better than some of the cologne that I have.
Some do.
So I have like a row of 4 that I have different scents. You know, so I'll mix those in. But I think I have right now, I got like 7 or 8 bottles. And it's not a lot, but it's like
That's
it's a nice little mix.
more than
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
I have. Is that
But you put me
including?
onto the Jimmy Choo. That
Yes.
was really good. I bought that one. I have that one up there.
Yes. And the Sauvage. We talked about the
Yeah, that's another
Christian
good one.
Dior Sauvage.
Yep,
That's
yep.
the Johnny Depp one that he promotes a lot.
I have stole some of that from the fish time to time. I can't lie.
Oh, does he have a bottle of it?
Sauvage, that smells so good.
It
Oh, yeah.
lasts so long. That's I mean, and they say the oils and some of it's like a perfume or perfume or
Perfume and toilet.
toilet. Yeah, what is
Yeah.
it? Is it toilet water or the toilet whatever? I can't even say it right.
Toilet.
Is that the less version of it because one of them
One
is
of
more
them-
concentrated?
Yeah, one lasts longer than the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is. I get them always mixed up.
The perfume is the better one than the toilet.
Okay, all right.
That's what it is. Because I've bought in some. I'm like, why doesn't this smell as strong? Why doesn't it
Yeah.
last? Because you ever have some where you're like, man, I can't smell it after like a couple hours.
Wears off.
Yeah. So I go for the perfumes.
Yeah, and some of them, you got to be careful in that because some of them don't make that other half.
Yeah.
Right.
Some do. Just say we got it in the toilet or we got it in the perfume.
So, do you guys go to the department stores to buy your stuff? I could warn you, don't buy it on Amazon because I bought a bottle of Jimmy Choo off Amazon. The price was too good to be true. I'm like, wow, it was, 1 day sale. I'm
Yeah.
like, discount this, and I'm thinking, hell yeah, man, I'm hitting bank here.
Yeah.
Bought me a bottle of that stuff. Couldn't wait to open it up. And smell great. 5 minutes later, I'm like,
gone.
man, where the hell did that stuff go? It
Yeah, it's
poof,
junk.
disappeared. You
Or
know,
the label smears off. Sommelier.
right? It's like, what the hell is going on? But
Yeah.
I only paid like $40 for a bottle that normally is, about $100.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to say about the quality part of that.
Yes.
And going back to I have 4 bottles, and I do have a couple of those sprays you're talking about, and I agree with you, man. Some of those actually. They smell nice. I
Yeah.
spray them around the house sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a spray nut, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys do the? They say it's good and bad for your carpets and rugs, but the sprinkle stuff that you put on your rugs.
I don't do that.
I don't do it. I
No.
used to do that, and I
Yeah.
heard from the guy that cleaned my carpets that he's like, man, he goes, did you drop some baking powder or something in your carpet? Because he was like, it had like that clear suction thing, and it was pulling it out, wet, and
Yeah.
it was clumpy. And I'm like, yeah, I do that like carpet. He goes, you don't want to do that.
It breaks down the fibers
Yes.
in your carpet.
Yeah, and it gets like that when they say you go to clean it and it gets wet.
Yeah.
It gets like mud
Yeah.
down there. You can't see it, but after a while from being wet and just stagnates down there.
Yeah.
Right,
So
clumps up like feta cheese.
Famunda cheese.
Famunda. What's underneath your rug? Famunda? Yep,
Famunda.
that's it.
Famunda data.
It's funny you mentioned like sprinkling shit. Like when I lived at home, I remember as a kid, my mom would change my sheets and she'd hit it with this talcum powder that scented like
Yep.
rose petal talcum powder. And, I remember getting underneath the covers and flipping the covers. It'd be like a puff of dust. I'd wake up, my balls be all spackled. Ma, what you doing over here putting all this powder up in my bed? Did you guys ever do that?
My mom used to do the same shit. It's so funny.
Well, apple don't fall far from the tree with that situation, man. That's so
Yes.
funny. So,
Yeah.
Hollywood, how many do you have?
Last I recorded, I think I have about 32 bottles, 32 or
come
33.
on. 32?
Yeah,
I
got
can't even
about,
get to the drop fast enough. There it is.
Well, what I started doing was
Even the dogs ain't buying
making my
that.
cologne tray every year, or like my birthday or something. I'd get a new bottle. Christmas time, I get a new bottle. Holiday like that, I get a new bottle. So I got all the Jimmy Choos, the man, the original one. I don't have the third one yet. I really didn't care for that.
Yeah,
I
some of them aren't that good.
I got the Johnny Depp's. Well, I got the big one. The Coaches, very good, crisp. The Gio Armani's, Versace's.
Versace.
I got Versace.
That smells good.
What about the Jean-Paul Gaultier?
Jean-Pierre, I got Jean-Pierre twice. I went to Jean-Pierre.
Fucking beast.
That one is one of my favorites.
That's a great one.
What else do I have?
Well, you hit a lot of good ones right there, man. I mean, the
There's so
Armani's.
many, man.
Dolce and Gabbana, the
Dolce
one.
Gabbana.
I love
That's a
that
good
I
one.
really
Oh,
didn't
man.
care for that one though. The Dolce Gabbana.
It had a
That's one of my
woodsy. It had
favorites.
kind of like a woodsy smell
A
to
light
it, but a
smell.
citrusy, woodsy, if I recall.
Well,
That's
there's
a
there's
good
a blue
one.
one, which is a lighter one.
Light blue.
The
yeah.
browner one.
I have the brown one.
That's the one I like.
Yeah.
Is it
Nautica
still
Voyage.
upstairs?
I still got
I'm
it, yeah.
stealing
That's a
some
very
before I
crisp
leave.
one. Nautica Voyage. That one's good. I'm trying to picture my. What's it called? Flower Bomb for Men. All three of them.
Okay.
That's top
Flower.
notch.
Who makes the flower? It's called Flower Bomb.
They make the Flower Bomb, and the guys is I want to say the flower, something like that.
Oh, that
it comes. It looks like a
check into
grenade.
that.
That shit is potent.
So, what is your go-to? Say you're going on a date. Like you mentioned, you have 30.
Well, if I'm going on a date and I'm killing it, I'm getting it. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm locking the night down. I'm either pulling that Flower Bomb. That's a lock. Or I'm coming out with that Jimmy Choo. It's game over. But they like that Versace too. So it's just, it depends, man. I mean, that's high end shit.
How you spell Versace? F-O-S-A-C-E.
Skip, I don't even know how to spell the first part of that.
And I'm almost
It's
done
crazy.
with the one, and I'm like that little bit left. I'm like, oh man, come on, baby, because
Right, you tilting the bottle and shit. You're looking for
I'm
the
just
little
not
wick.
gonna buy it again.
Yeah, your good ones? Hell yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do
you know
that.
what I mean?
It's a
left.
light blue. I'm like, this is second time around. I gotta finish it out and put another new one.
Do you remember when we used to go out? I haven't been into a bar in a long time. But you remember the freaking bathroom colognes they used to put in the bar? Do you remember they used to have like a little, you may remember this, maybe not you so much.
Obsession,
They used to-
Eternity.
I mean, if you're at a bar, like they had like these little quartered things you could put, and then you give a little psst of,
Okay.
cologne.
I don't remember those.
Yeah, that's kind of like what they would do. And that was like Drakkar, Polo.
I never liked that.
I never
like
liked
Polo.
them.
I like an Obsession.
Yeah.
Old English brass.
Come on, man.
You want to know a good one?
Fucking old English. What are you, 74?
It's funny because my mom got that for me for Christmas one time and I wore it. And my girlfriend at the time, we were like 16.
Gee, that's from your grandpa?
she's like, Mike, you smell like an old man. I never wore that shit again.
You want to know what's a good one?
Wait till I
Saint
take
Laurent.
these shoes off. They smell like mothballs, man.
Try that Saint Laurent. That one is a badass.
Oh, Yves Saint Laurent, right?
Yes,
That's the real fancy
yes.
writed one. Yeah, that's a
Yes.
great cologne, man.
Yep. And then I
Gosh.
got this one that looks like a robot. Robon. And it's all silver and looks like a robot. And that shit.
Is it a Star Wars like
it's
R2D2
like
shit?
it's a new one. It's bad. It's good. That shit's high end. I paid, I think, $110 at Macy's for it. That's where I buy all my shit.
Dude, you're dropping some coin, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna tell you what, this beautiful Arabic woman, her and this other girl,
How you doing?
she's like, I'll tell you what, honey. This is what I want my man to wear.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go buy it. Let me smell it. And then I would debate with her.
Did you get hard?
And I go to her every year. Every year I drop about 300 going there, around the holiday for it. And I even tried doing that for my boys. Start your own. Here, I buy you one for Christmas and you build on from that. You know what I mean? They get a nice bottle of cologne,
Now let me ask you this: do you notice cologne fading in time, or do the good ones hold their value and hold their scent?
The good ones hold their value.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you just mentioned the Perry Ellis one. I totally forgot about that. That one still to me is relevant today.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to the old days, like the Polo, the original green bottle Polo. To me, that it smells like like some kind
But
of a
it takes
chemical
you back.
now.
It takes you back.
does,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halston, that was another one back in the day. I remember like colognes weren't always a big popular thing with guys in my era, but like
Yeah.
you were considered a pretty boy.
You
You
had Brute 33 back in the day.
yeah.
That's why.
Hey,
that
God
shit
rest
was laid right down.
my dad used to like this one called Santa Fe.
Yeah.
It was like a little, I don't know, like Azteca looking little bottle, and it was like a clay shaped, like brownish tint. And
I vaguely remember that.
my sister ended up getting it for Christmas, and I mean, I just remember
shit gotta
smelling
buy
it, all
back
the things.
then.
Like, I love that, Santa Fe.
Yeah.
And you go buy it at Walmart right now for like $6 a bottle, but he loved it, And you mentioned Old Spice, Aqua Velva. Some of these guys that go back in the early years, but to me, there's something. It just looks. I feel cleaner. I feel better when I have a little. Dude, I went into one of my accounts, and I had an Asian lady told me I stunk.
For real?
Yeah, I was offended. Like,
What did she say? You smell like fish?
Yeah, I mean, she told me I stunk, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? And she just like, you stink, and walk right past me. I'm like, wow, that was rude, And I'm like, wow, did I step in some shit? And I'm looking at the bottom of my shoes, and
Did you have too much cologne on?
yeah, I hit it. I hit the spray a little bit too much, and it was my first stop of the day, so it was pretty strong. And I knew it was. Man, I should have went with that last one, but just too much. You stink.
You know what's a real good one? What's a real good one? It's Aqua's Bulgari. It's called Bulgari.
Is it a black bottle or the blue?
No, it's a
one?
round bottle. It's like a aqua blue, and the top silver. You want to talk about?
Yeah,
I got that in my locker at
Go
work.
down south, they go down to that
Yeah,
volume,
right
they
there.
put that goddamn shit in that goddamn mason jar down there. They put that moat on there.
Here's another one. Here's another chicken. You ever had? You try Vince Camuto. Can't go wrong.
the black one.
White one,
It's-
orange one, don't matter.
It's got like the leather wrap on
Yep.
it, bro.
Got all three
That's
of them.
one of the 4 I have.
You guys, man, you make me want to step my game up now. Feel
Well,
me?
I'm
that's
looking
why
for new ones out there.
this is non-rehearsed. We didn't even talk about this as a subject line. We've been
Yeah.
rattling off here for a half hour.
I'm
on
going for that
colognes,
new one
man.
out there.
How about that?
I need a
That
new
could
one
have
out
been a
there.
goddamn five of the week right there.
I'm telling
I
you,
got
man.
some kind of goddamn thing. Got a goddamn star on it. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
that is.
All right, all right, so for women though, there's like we mentioned the one you just talked about, but I God bless your mom, my sister.
Yeah.
She likes Red Door. That stuff stinks.
Stinks.
They're
I'm
just
like,
used to that. They're accustomed to it, but they get some fucking alien or something.
but you got to remember, she
They'd be
worked
like-
at a senior living center.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, honey, you smell so nice. What
you
is
got that
Red
taboo on
Door?"
there, gum?
I'm like, Amy, don't wear that shit around me, man. This stuff makes me
Yeah.
want to cry.
So, ladies, comment, you know what I mean, your favorite perfume.
Yeah.
Yes, tell us. Coco
your
Chanel.
favorite on the men, too. Let us know what you like to smell.
Yeah.
Because for me, that scent is so attractive, man.
Yeah.
What
On
would
a
you want to buy a woman perfume? Which one would it be?
I'd probably have to go with that Jimmy Choo. Or there's another popular one, too. It's,
You got Can. You got Paris Hilton, Coco Chanel,
the one, it's
Flower Bomb.
It's a cheaper one, but don't sleep on it. It's that Ariana Grande smells really good too.
Fair enough.
Smells like a candy.
Yeah.
It's some juices flowing right down.
What if you're like, and you guys are the single ones here. What if you're with the date and she smells so good and you're starting to get fresh? And she's like, yeah, man. And then she lifts up her arm. She's got hair underneath her armpit. Would that wreck it?
You got to shave it. If you're not willing to shave it, I ain't willing to be with it.
Well, and then you find out she don't shave her legs. I'm seeing this more like a trend. You see a lot of these girls. There's an Amazon commercial like "Be Who You Are," and this girl's got a stash. You guys see this
no, I
commercial?
can't have
No, we're not doing that. But if it's like, we end up just getting frisky out of the spur of the moment and, you didn't shave, it's, we'll work through that.
Right, but I'm
Let's just not
talking
make
full
this-
growth, bro. I'm talking you ain't into that, like that flower child
I ain't
shit. I'm
sniffing
getting at your
pitch
route.
brush. No, hell
I'm going to
no.
bring them underneath there for you, boo boo. No,
I got this done in Jamaica.
no. Ain't
What?
happening.
What the hell's
Some
that?
motherfucking deodorant clumps and shit.
Hell no.
Terrible. That just terrible.
Can't win with him.
You can't win with him. Can't do it. Can't do it.
All right, so you guys ready to do the hot seat?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do it,
let's
man.
do it.
We got to do the hot seat.
So, Apple Snooch, you have 5 cards in front of you.
Tell me.
Is it apple snooch or apple sauce?
We don't know.
As long as it's not apple eyes.
So read your card, and me and Grandmaster B will answer. We got 5.
Here we go. This is zero. I'm starting my own church called the Church of what? Philly. starting my own church called the Church of what?
Church of Kings and Queens.
Okay.
Church of Forgotten Mushrooms. Natural. Shiitake.
So you want to do all 5, or you want to just spin it around?
Probably spin it around. You want those in
I
there?
missed. Yeah, throw it
All
in
right,
the
it's my turn. Okay. Church of the Forgotten Shiitake. Which celebrity would I most want to be friends with? That's a good one.
I know you like to cook. Mm-hmm. I think you say Guy Fieri, bro.
I like that one.
That'd be a good one for you.
I'm going to say Nicolas Cage.
Yeah?
What? Nicolas Cage? Really?
Gone in 60 seconds, Brad.
That's what my wife tells me every time we do the deed. Why did you say that? Why did that embarrass me? I don't know about the Nicolas Cage thing. What made you say Nicolas Cage? I'm
You
curious.
just look like a Nicolas Cage guy.
Do I really?
Kind of guy, yeah. Like you'd like him.
Jeez, man. I think I'm more of a freaking, no, not Nicolas Cage, Hollywood. No, I'm not.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. He's a great actor.
Gun, Bryce.
But I definitely would go with your Guy Fieri thing. We're rolling out diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. I met that dude. I liked him.
All right. What is something I hate having to pay for?
You?
Yes. Something I hate having to pay for.
What you hate having to pay for? Taxes.
Indeed.
Sidewalk repairs in front of your home.
Much obliged.
Dude, just to go down
Looks
that
good
road.
though.
Yeah.
Down that road. They're doing that in my neighborhood right now.
Yeah.
They're fucking going around assessing sidewalks because
Putting the X's on them and
yes.
Making that money for the city.
My neighbor
Oh, yeah.
came up to me and she's like, "Did you happen to get an invoice from the township?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got my water bill." She's, "No, I'm talking about the other things like this, these right here. We're out watering the grass and whatnot." And I'm
what
like,
have you?
I had no
You had
idea.
Nesbitt coming around like, "Sir, you're gonna have to sign this petition. The city
Right.
has approved this."
I had no idea what the hell was going on. So she was like, she goes, "Yeah, they want me to go ahead and fix this sidewalk," and they gave her an estimate of $1,100 for just a couple little squares
yes, sir.
because it's a hazard, trip
Yep.
hazard.
Yeah.
Well, mine was, granted, it was like the middle was, I would say, 3 inches raised. I probably could have spent some time looked into getting it leveled and stuff, and I don't know.
Either that or
I
they
let it
bring
go
that
and now I gotta
grinder on.
pay.
They grind it down like
Yeah.
that. But and you look at it this way: you go out there, cut your grass, and you've tripped and fall and bust your head. Now you can really be pissed.
Yeah, it's a liability.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shouldn't that some of that fall on the actual city itself, or is that not how it
You would
works,
think
guys?
that's how they get away with it.
I think it was voted on, so that we really don't have a choice. If it passes in the city council, you're pretty much stuck with it.
It's theirs when they want it to be theirs.
Yes.
As soon as you think you're getting a little bit of a head in your money game, all of a sudden, we got to fix this sidewalk
Every
over
time.
here, and Luigi will be out here next Monday.
Never fails. I swear.
And his buddy Joe.
Hey.
They're going to fix this thing over here, going to make it walkable for you guys to, come on down the sidewalks.
It's a little level because we put bush under there.
That bush is over there.
Bunch of bullshit.
Bush is over there.
Over there, you snooch.
That old bush. That old bush.
More like a good bush.
Bush.
All right, here we go. I am the head of a new shoe company. What is it called?
Raising the bar.
Raising the bar high tops.
I gotta come up with something better than that.
Not your normal rubber.
Come on, for a shoe?
Yeah, rubber sole shoes. I don't know. Tennis shoe. Kicking it. I don't know, man. That would be a tough one. I don't know.
An Apple Air.
Apple.
Apple Air.
Apple Air. Yes, sir.
I don't know. I would just keep it in theme. The Hollywood. It just sounds
I can
right.
see that. That fits.
Like an embroidered H on it or something like that. With some
With a
kind
star.
of with a star. Or
See, I would have like Hollywood Apple Snatch. I'd have in Skechers. I'd
took
have
his own
Snoochers.
nickname, Apple Snatch.
Snoochers.
yeah, there you go.
Snooch.
Right.
What do you got? I'm buying Snoochers, Bob.
Exclusively at Target.
I got the Snoochers.
You ain't in the in crowd if you ain't went in. Snooch is bad. Could hear the commercial already.
Something I can get behind, bro.
What I'm saying, man.
All right, over to me.
GLB.
All right, here we go. If I were a politician running for office, what would be my slogan? Oh, boy. Come on.
If you were a politician,
What would be my
your-
slogan?
I got one for you.
You know, like Gretchen's or whoever's was build better. You know, what would my slogan be?
The few, the proud, the pickled.
Okay. But it does make sense, right? I mean, that's good.
Staying on theme, Brad.
Okay, Hollywood, I'm just
Oh,
waiting to
damn.
hear this one, man.
Read that again.
Okay. If I was a politician, what would be my slogan?
Vote for Pickle Day. Vote for a Pickle Day.
It's a national holiday.
Make it a national
yeah.
holiday. Pickle Day.
That would be a good one.
Right. And by the way, guys, this is
When would it be though? What day would you pick out to be Pickle Day? Iron month.
I don't know. Leap year, like on the 29th of every February, every other. How many? When is leap year? Is it every other
4
year?
years.
Every 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
National. I don't know, man. I think I'd have to put it
National
around my
Pickle
birthday.
Day. Damn you.
Yeah.
They got a day for everything else, so why
Yeah,
not
why
Pickle
not?
Day?
Yeah. Pickleitis is a real thing. We've talked about this. I
Yes.
believe it's becoming more prevalent in our society too. By the way, you
And
know?
I just picked up some pickles the other day down
Did
there.
you? I just
Damn, yeah.
dude. Which ones you
I
get?
had one this morning.
Did you? Pickle juice is good for you.
If I became an overnight celebrity, what would I be famous for?
An overnight celebrity. What would you be famous for?
Damn you.
Rapper.
Okay.
A rapper.
Didn't work the first time, maybe second time around.
International rapper.
Internationally known on the microphone.
I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this one because I'm going to say more of like an analytical thinker because you seem to think things out a lot. I mean, people I know.
For that though?
Yeah, I mean, because you know, like the guy that owns Tesla.
Yeah.
Musk.
Musk.
That guy's a great guy. I love his name, Chip Musk.
Musk.
By the way, we have to talk about Tesla. Shout out to Sammy T. He was out in California last
Big
week,
T.
member of our
T.
crew. He drove a Tesla and was telling me about all this crazy shit. I kind of, you know, the more I've gotten to know you over these last couple years, like you're not a guy that doesn't go shallow thought. Mm-hmm. So someone who's famous for just kind of analyzing stuff before you speak is kind of where I'm putting you in the category right there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not calling you Elon Musk, dude. Don't give me, you ain't that fucking smart, but you know what I mean? It's like you have this intelligence about you that I really never tapped into until I started having this dialogue with you.
Appreciate you.
No, I think that's a damn good thing, you know. But yeah, you could be a rapper too. I mean, you definitely, and to be a rapper, you have to have ingenuity, right? You got that creative. How do you retain rap and lines and shit like that? That's so bizarre, dude.
Just something that he just knows. It's a natural, like he could probably still spit that quickly and that's a gift.
Put a beat out for me, Grandmaster B. First exclusive fives of the week. I'm a
Here we go.
freestyle
Let's hear
right
it.
now.
Let's hear it.
What is it?
Play him a
Just
beat.
put a beat on.
A beat?
Just put a hip hop beat.
Okay.
Just
Let's
put me on
see.
the spot, damn you.
Tommy, I put you on the spot down
Damn
there.
you. I'm Johnny on the spot.
Does it have? Could we do an instrumental? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo. Yeah. Little throwback joint on the Trey beat. Flow so sick it needs therapy. Apparently, I could be the illest seen visibly. Lyrically the truth, and I ball so hard. And all these fake rappers steady slipping on their job. Slacking on your pippin', homie, step your game up. Been up in the game a lot of years, now I'm fed up. Chillin' here right on the hot seat, 5s of the week. Y'all know me with Grandmaster B, Hollywood Apple Snatch. We got the attack, and y'all already know we might cry, we might laugh. This is how we do when we doing it live. Y'all already know your boy Philly gets it hype, yeah.
See that? You see what I'm saying? Good job.
Wow.
But that's just rolling it right off your tongue.
Sir.
That's a special gift. Not written down. Just
unrehearsed, off the top of your freaking lid.
I haven't done that in a long time, by the way.
Oh, yeah, come on, dude.
I really
Seriously?
haven't. Yeah.
It's a gift. You're right, Hollywood. It's an actual gift for someone to be able to just, like, you even drop my name in there. You call me Grandmaster
just
B,
threw-
like
yeah,
that
just-
circle.
yeah,
I'm
like
like,
it's
wait a minute, motherfucker got that written on paper? Like, what's up?
That's
Bring it, bro.
don't
Tight.
appreciate you.
Damn.
That's why I think he should. He finds his time. I think he needs to go back every now, even if it shows appearance here and there, and just pop it on like that. That hey, listen, I may be out of the game, but I still got it, and you better know that. You know what I mean?
I would like to dive back in.
Yeah. I mean, you got it. I mean, most people would have to go. Oh, I can't remember that. That's just like that. So natural.
You know, sometimes you hold on. There's a couple bars that I used to say that just to get you going, and you get into it, and you just start. Your mind just goes, and you just start rhyming words. It's crazy.
And you was flowing like just. You know what I'm saying? That you can't teach that. That's just naturally.
Pretty damn impressive,
Yeah,
man.
I appreciate it.
So I almost forgot the talent you possess. The man is possessed.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Very good.
All right, where we at here? So back to you, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
What would I name a band started by all the people in this room? What would I name a band started by all of us in this room? What would our band be?
Philly and the Pickled Snooches.
Fill in the pickle snooches. I like that.
Oh man. 3 men in a bar.
Hollywood and his 2 ball sacks. I have no idea. That's I mean, I'd have to think more about that one, but we'll just go with that.
Very, very good.
Or
very
not. It wasn't the best of choices, but all right, is it on me here,
back
Philly?
to you.
Okay. That one almost seems similar to.
Did you already read that one
Yeah,
again?
no, okay, I see what I'm doing. I'm crisscrossing here. What do I exaggerate about the most?
Exaggerate about.
What do I exaggerate about the most?
Your cock.
I never lied when I said I was 4.
You exaggerate.
Oh, yeah.
You exaggerate about your putting time. Your putting time.
Oh, what do I exaggerate? I mean, I know if the Reb was here, we'd be talking about that.
He's like
cat,
60
but-
seconds. Your ass.
You might exaggerate the Sea Rebel memes, Brad.
Yeah, and I've been backing off. I put myself through self therapy. My wife says, you might be pissing a lot of people off. You just don't know it. And I said, but it's so fun. It's like, because I sit on the couch, I'll watch TV, and I'm like, I see something funny, and I'm like, oh, I got one of it. She's like, what are you doing? Like, grab my phone. Like, what are you going to do? I got to do something really quick. She said, don't be fucking sending that stuff out to everybody. It's getting old. I'm like, all right. But I love it, man.
Some of the shit's really good.
It is, and I've got a collage of them. I'm going to put them on disc for you guys. I got 152 of them over here, and yeah, I like doing that kind of shit. Yeah, I'm a meme kind of guy.
I'll keep doing it.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, who is my favorite athlete?
Of all time.
I would say so. Yeah. Who's my favorite athlete?
Can I have a hint, though? Because you're such a sports-minded dude. I mean, if I went, like, football, then I kind of got an idea. Is there, like, can we just get the hint what sport it's in?
Yeah, I would have to say football.
Okay. Okay.
Your favorite athlete? I'm going to say Kelsey. Travis
All time.
Kelce.
All time. Think this guy's been around a while, so there's been some legends that have played.
That's really good for right now.
You're a big Kelsey fan, are you?
I do love Travis Kelce. He's awesome.
I love his personality.
Yeah, he just seems like a cool.
I believe it's the Lions.
I would say, but I don't think this is it. The only reason I'm going to say this name is because you didn't really see much of his career, not as Barry Sanders. Am I close?
You know what's funny? He's up there, but actually my favorite athlete of all time is Calvin Johnson.
I was just going to say that, Kelvin.
I'm staring at the number right there on the wall.
Yeah,
and I'm
just
looking at that thinking, well, I know he's only has he's got some beautiful framed jerseys here in the Philly studio.
Yeah.
But the Calvin Johnson would have been probably my first pick because I know how much you like that big man receiving Hall of Famer.
He was just amazing to watch. He's like a freak that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
The combination of size, speed, great hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Humble, but
Yep.
just dominant. Like going up over 3 people, catching a ball.
I would love to see him play with his team now.
Yeah.
God.
Could you imagine having a big target like that?
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Golf throwing to you.
He was a spectacle.
I just wish they had more when he was here.
I wish they would have gave him more as well. Even Barry, give that guy more. You would have won a lot of. I wish Barry could have played under the Campbell regime.
Barry was amazing too, but I've always been partial to like the receiver quarterback.
Yeah,
connection,
yeah, right,
you know?
yeah.
And I love Barry Sanders. He's like 1B for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Can
gotta
we
go Calvin.
can we share that one? Because I would just say for me it'd be Barry Sanders. In my lifetime,
Yeah.
I respected how he played the game. I loved his
love Barry?
humbleness. I liked how he played hard. He never was all about him. He was more about team. He never wanted the big spotlight. Something about that kind of character appeals to me. Don't get me wrong. I like the flashy Deion Sanders kind of guys. They're great to watch.
I had too many good guys. I I really enjoyed. The really great Montana. I appreciate Mahomes. There's too many. You know what
So
I'm saying?
who would be your pick? If you had to pick, just narrow it down to one. I mean, he went with this guy.
It's
but-
very hard. I mean, for me to, if I had to really, really narrow it down, I probably would say Bo Jackson.
because he was a multi-player, like he played
He was so
baseball.
dominant, and he didn't play long. That's the thing. He was dominant at what he did. And if this guy would have played long, he would have probably smashed every record. We may not have been talking about Barry Sanders. Yeah, crafty, but he wasn't Bo Jackson. You know what I mean?
Bo was a beast.
When you see
he
that
was.
guy run, and he was just a specimen, man.
I guess
You
I
know what
just
I'm
didn't get a
saying?
chance to see enough of him. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
When I
yes.
I was young, but that's a good pick, man.
Built, just to the core, man. You know what I'm
Tank,
saying?
man. Tank.
And that's to take nothing from the Jerry Rice, nobody else, because they were good too.
Yeah.
But I would say Bo Jackson.
Is there any more dual athletes in sports right now that are playing baseball?
I don't think so.
I know Michael Jordan did it for a while, but he was playing AAA ball, right? Wasn't he playing basketball and he was dabbling with the White Sox and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff
Yeah,
at one point?
He was on the Birmingham team, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I think there's somebody from USC, if I'm not
There's
mistaken.
nobody like that, though.
No, yeah,
like
like
Bo.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
no.
even now in today's environment, Philly, with the sports, you really can't. I mean, you're so dedicated and committed to like your team. Like, say Kelsey, he's like,
Yeah.
Now, if football season's over, I'm going to go play baseball for a
Right.
couple.
Now
of
imagine
years.
this: Deion Sanders, as good as he was, Bo, he was the other one. Now they're back and forth. He ain't taking Bo Jackson down.
No, Bo was in a
He's
league of
running
his
right
own,
over his
man.
ass, man.
Yeah, Bo was
With
was
speed
special.
like Deion. Had speed, man. Bo Jackson, that big, top speed.
Yeah.
Big
But if
dude.
you're talking right now, I'd have to go Patrick Mahomes. I think the guy's amazing.
I love Patrick Mahomes.
You're,
The arm angles, like right now, I'm saying like current athlete
Okay.
is Pat Mahomes. I love to watch him play.
Did you know that the Detroit Tigers drafted Patrick Mahomes?
I did.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
like one of those things, man. Like he could have been playing here
He
in
was
Detroit.
what? I believe he was center fielder.
Yeah, I'm not sure of his position, but I had no idea that he
Yeah,
was
they
a
said
great
just think
baseball
if he
player.
went to the left instead of where he went to the right, he would have been on the Tigers.
Isn't that
He
something?
chose the right.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
He chose the right direction. That's for damn sure.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
champ 2 times, man.
But you never know. What if you would have had he was a superstar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know.
He went right instead of left.
Russell Wilson too, wasn't he? An
Yes,
overall
no.
pick?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's another one. I knew there would be other guys.
Yeah.
Who
But,
was he going to, Russell Wilson?
I don't know.
Oh, Texas Rangers.
Rangers. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That was
So was what's his name? Murray, Kyle Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a baseball player. Good.
He
real
got
good
picked up
baseball
too.
player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you think of these great athletes that we're watching in the NFL. Some of these guys actually were better at another
Stafford
sport.
was
and
another
drafted
one.
for that reason, but then
Yes.
it went to the other way, and it worked.
Stafford was a pitcher.
Yeah, and then Kershaw, right? Wasn't he good
Yep.
friends with Kershaw, who
Yep.
pitched in L.A., and they were best friends growing up and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
I think with baseball, they can make more money long term.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
but the grind to get there is much
Yes,
longer than
yes.
football. Whereas if you're a first overall top 10 pick, you're guaranteed money. You know, the superstar.
I'm playing 16 games. I'm not at 162.
Yeah. You don't have to
Yeah.
go through A, double A, triple A
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
to the major
You're not
leagues.
playing 160, but you're there.
Yeah.
My season's over. I can go be with my family long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All that.
could you pitcher Stafford mound instead of a football? You know what I mean?
You never know, man.
Yeah, right,
The guy's
right.
got a cannon.
He does.
All right, who's up here, fellas?
Snooch.
What is my go-to snack? It can be before or even now. Because it has changed.
Go-to snack. So it's not. We're not talking meal. We're talking like something you
Snack-
just grab.
Yeah, something that I enjoy just to picking up.
Game's kicking off. It's 1 o'clock. Hollywood's got that Coke Zero in the coaster next to him in the couch, and he grabs a bag of.
I've
Or
been
a
switching
box
that up
of.
too. I've been going Mountain Dew Zero. Switching it up a little bit.
Say it's not true.
Damn you.
Good too.
You know, and it does. When you get used to that taste, the diet, it still, hits the mark for you, right?
The zeros are fire. I like the zeros.
Yeah.
But I haven't been drinking a lot of them though. Just
You know what
I've
I
cut
bought
back.
for the first time in a long time, and I didn't know they had this. We were doing some grocery shopping, and they had the little 20-ounce bottles of Diet Red Pop Fagel.
oh wow.
Strawberry flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved Red Pop growing up and Rock and
yeah.
Ryan, all that kind of stuff. And this Diet Red Pop tastes so good, man. Bought 2 bottles or 79 cents. They're gone.
They go.
I loved them, man. I
They
sucked
gone.
them down, but
I'm gonna say you like them cheesy poofs, but Cheetos.
man, see, this is the part I don't really know about Hollywood. Now I know if Chuck was here, he'd have his hands in a bowl of food. I'd never be able to want to try the snacks. Are you a Cheez-It kind of guy?
I do like Cheez-Its, yeah.
Okay.
Same. Love Cheez-Its.
The Pepper Jack ones are fire.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are so
I
good.
don't like the ones.
You don't like the Pepper Jack ones? They got the combo ones now. They had like a bacon and a Jack Cheddar one mixed, and I
Yeah.
bought a box of those, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, I don't like them mixed.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just sticking on the damn Cheez-Its. I don't know why.
Well, part of it's right. I like the puffs. That was my go-to, but my real go-to was my no salted potato chips. I could tear that. It's not as big as the Better Made.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller. I could tear that bag up.
You talking about Lay's?
Nope, they're Better Made, but they're
Okay.
no salt.
No salt. Okay.
Oh, dude, chips with no salt.
Yeah, and
I've seen them. They're a white bag with blue writing
white
on it.
with the silver. Yeah, but
They have
see,
reduced sodium.
I could eat
chips without salt.
Yeah, dude, I could go and eat the Better Made or the Lay's, and I would just swallow up
Yeah.
the salt in it. Kill me every time.
Those Lay's, like, when I get going, it's hard to stop.
Yeah,
I
that,
love
that
Lay's,
salt
man.
on your tongue, man. I'm like, damn. I mean, next thing you know, my hands are all swollen.
You guys like kettle chips at all? Like,
I
Oh,
do.
love them.
Yeah,
Like
kettle
the-
cooked. I like the jalapeno ones.
Oh,
like
yes.
regular.
oh man.
The best, yeah.
You might laugh when I tell you this, but like Aldi sells this Clancy brand.
Yeah, they're
the
good.
kettle chips they have there, and they're not very expensive. I mean, hell, a bag of Doritos now is like $5.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can't believe it.
Remember when we talked about the Doritos going to $5.79? Remember I told you that
Yeah.
guy, oh, these are going to $5.79.
Yeah.
That was what, about a year ago. And damn, they are $5.79.
They're getting
freaking
closer.
bag. It's was ridiculous, man.
Yep.
What happened to remember the dollar grab bags when Frito-Lay had those big grab bags at
I
like
just
all
don't
the
buy them what's on
7-Elevens?
sale. I see what's on sale. Okay, I'm not getting it.
But the generic ones just don't hit it. You know,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't,
Yeah.
you could get close to duplicating of the nacho cheese Dorito from Frito-Lay, but when you buy the knockoff, it's like, yeah, you kind of get the first little bit of that nacho, and it's like, nah, this ain't Doritos.
Yeah, right, right.
Either
Well, you
it's the
know
tortillas
instantly.
aren't right or the
Yeah.
seasoning's off.
Yeah.
But I like kettle chips. Those jalapeno ones are the bomb, dude.
I love them.
Yeah, those are really
those
good.
up.
All right, so Cheez-Its, I was pretty close though, but
Yeah.
it's not the winter chicken dinner. It's the no
I
salt.
really don't eat them no more. Yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, if anybody hasn't noticed on the camera here, Mr. Hollywood's down how many pounds?
50.
50
sir.
pounds.
Yes, sir.
That's a huge accomplishment,
Yeah.
man.
Feels
Doesn't
good.
he not look good?
Feels good. Thanks.
I'm almost feeling like I'm a gay man right now, giving you all these compliments. You're looking so good. Oh, take it easy. Is it on to me?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Oh man, I don't know if I even like this question, but it's here, so I have to read it. What is the largest change that will happen to me in the next 5 years?
Largest change?
See, my mind always goes in a gutter. I don't know why. What is the largest change that will happen to me in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years.
Remember, when we put this out there, it's out there forever.
Right?
And ever, never, never.
I think you are a high energy man. I think you'll just settle down a little bit. I think you'll see yourself easing down, just taking things in and not trying to do too much at one time.
You read me very well, my friend.
Yeah.
And that's actually happening now. I'm starting to realize that something happened when I hit that 5'5", you know? I started
Numbers,
thinking
mind over
deeper.
matter.
And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, in 20 years I'm going to be 70. Well, I'm like, oh my God, it just hit me like that. You know, 40s didn't bother me. I'm like, fuck, 40,
I
man. I
think
feel
we
like
all
I'm
do that,
18.
though. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know
I'm
what
like,
I'm
put me
saying,
back in my
man?
40s, man. Shit.
Thank you.
Put me back in my 40s. Tell me about it.
Right. And then the 5-0 came, and like it did for you here a year or so ago. And, you know, that was like, man, fine. But, dude, when I crossed that midpoint in that 5, I mean, to
Yeah.
your point, bro, I sat there and said to myself, my wife's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing all this deep thing? I'm like, man, I don't know. I feel old. What is the largest change that will happen to Grandmaster B in the next 5 years? And it won't be a hair implant, I'll tell you that. You know,
That weave over.
damn follicles smell good up in there, man.
Fucking B.
I would say that in the next 5 years, you'll be financially better and ready to retire in 5 years towards your goal of
That's a good one.
calling it like setting yourself to retire with work.
Lining them ducks up, bud.
Yeah, man.
I would
I'm
say
starting
that.
to think that right now. You guys picked two really good ones, man. I'm happy
Yeah.
for what you guys said. Lucky guys said, I know, man, you going to be gray and uglier than you is already.
Because that would definitely then put you at almost probably like 40-some years working.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
Every time I think about that, you know, that's just part of life, man. This journey we're on right now. Some say you have good years, bad years, and times, and like, holy shit.
But
you
ain't
know?
that something though? Because when you're younger, you're like, oh man, I got to work all ahead of me. I've only been working 5 years. Not to know that, bam, now you're at the 45-year mark.
Isn't that something,
What the
man?
fuck? You're like, what
Do
the
you guys ever go back? Like, do you ever just stop or have random thoughts throughout the day? Like, I have like almost like deja vu, where I go back to a place in time. Like when my son's supposed to start working, and I was like, man, I remember when I was 16, pushing carts at the Oak
Yes,
Ridge
yes.
Market, and I like went back to that time, like
just
in
natural.
my mind.
It's natural.
And I'm sitting at my desk and I'm looking at my plaques. I'm like, damn, 16 years here already. It just took me back. I'm just like in awe for a second.
That's so bizarre.
Reminiscent.
That you said that, because that happened to me last night. We were just sitting there and you know, just having conversation with the wife about the crazy world we're in, and we're looking at all these pictures on our wall in our living room. I'm looking at these pictures and I says, you know, man, I says, look at these pictures. There's our wedding picture. My daughter's bought us these little square frames. You Velcro them
Oh, yeah,
on
I've
a
seen
wall,
those.
and it's a collage you make. It's really a cool concept.
Yeah.
Take your top pictures you've always liked, and the girls picked them out for us, which was really cool, because we opened up this box like, oh my gosh, where do they find, how do they get this picture? But they were there, and we put them all up on the wall. So we have, of course, the mom and dad, Vicky's mom and dad, our parents and stuff
Sure.
like that, and like a little bit of history throughout the years, and you
Yeah.
could add to this stuff, right? And I think you got something like that too in that book you were talking about, your photo album. And you go down that memory lane. And I went down it last night, and I was sitting there staring at this wall. Not quite a pickled moment, but I'm staring at this thing, and then we were talking, and she's like, she goes, wow, man. She goes, look at that. She goes, me and you in our wedding picture, and then next to it was my mom and dad and my wedding. They look so young. I mean, my dad looked like me. I looked like him, and it was like weird. And then there's a picture of my daughter and her husband, Mike. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, fast forward 30 some years later, because we just celebrated our 31st wedding anniversary yesterday.
Congrats.
And I took her out for a
Congrats.
great dinner. I barbecued a couple burgers and dogs on the grill, Brez. Might be a little tight right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'll make it up to her. She knows that. And it was just weird, man. I went right down that path with
Yeah,
you
it's
yesterday.
interesting.
It isn't it?
I'm glad I wasn't crazy with that.
No, not at all, dude. That's a genetic thing, I think, man. How had you ever done that? Like, you ever go down memory lane like
Oh yeah,
that?
it happens all the time. It's a matter of walking in a room and there's pictures there, or you're reminiscing. Someone may bring something up, or you may just your thoughts are always there of wow, that time, all this time, and I remember this, and I remember wearing my Don Johnson jackets back in the day, me, my boy Eddie, and Lip.
My man said Don Johnson. You remember Don Johnson?
Who's Don Johnson?
He used to be on the Miami Vice.
Hold on. Holly. Keep talking, Holly. We're going to find that Miami
They had them
Vice theme
sweet
for you.
jackets. So we had them. We went to homecoming with them. Us three, we was cool. Had them city slickers all back.
You were smooth, man.
Oh yeah, and you go back and you see, and even you see like some of your friends. You look at them like, man, getting older. You're getting older too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think at times as we look at it like that, we don't think that, hey man, we're still here. Right. You know what I mean? We're still doing our things, and many have gone. And that's the beautiness of it, of seeing, even like your kids. I'm sure we all know. We looked at little pictures, like looking at Mikey. I still think of him like that,
Yeah.
but he's not. He's bigger. You know what I mean? He's getting older, and you look at your daughters, and you think about them when they were younger in their pajamas and running around the house, and they're not there no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also a good thing because they're growing, and you want to see them do good as they're growing too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So always the fun, I guess. We want to be martyrs and live forever. We just, who knows? Maybe we live another 45. You don't know. 90. You don't know.
You never know.
I don't think them people sat there and thought they were going to be 98 years old neither.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what's crazy, guys? I know we're going a little bit off topic. We still got a couple more things to touch on here. Do you guys think maybe our parents had easier times than we have today? You ever think back to
Oh yeah, it was different, but they didn't have all the bullshit we got.
It was simpler times, I believe.
Simpler, yeah. They didn't have all the bullshit. We deal with a lot of bullshit, and you could go back and your parents would tell you, Phillies. Mom would tell him, we see it. We didn't have to deal with that stuff like that we're dealing with today. And my brother mentions, he goes, Sal, you ever think that this is hell, man? And look at everything we go through. Through the fire, and you see bullets, and they sting, they burn. It's fire. Now, does it mean anything? You don't know. But how do you know? Like, is a person to endure this kind of pain? You know what I'm saying? Like, we endure pain. Mm-hmm. Loss of siblings, loss of parents, loss of, God, children. Who's supposed to deal with that kind of pain? You see what I'm saying? And there's people every single day different that has to deal with something like that.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
and this stuff maybe was not talked about as much back
No.
in those days as it is now. You know, real men don't cry, or you know, all these different things that we kind of grew up. But
You could leave your door. How many times do you hear? You can leave your door and shit like back
I
then.
was just gonna say,
for
my
sure.
my mom.
Can you today?
Hell no, man!
Shouldn't.
You got to have a gun waiting in the, in the hallway nowadays. You just don't know what to expect. I don't know. I just thought about that because I was talking to my mom about that, and she's like, "Just seems like everybody's so crazy now. Can't even go out and drive and get to
And she's
go
right.
get a cup of coffee without someone cutting you off, or
She's not wrong.
like it's just so much different now."
They see. Sometimes they see what we don't see. You know, like my dad. He told me, "Son, I'll see you're getting out beating that ass and probably killing that guy when you should."
Like you were telling me today about this episode that occurred, like you were so
Yeah.
tempted to go post something on social media, which didn't exist back in those days.
No.
And then you
no.
were so irate that you were like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I see my mindset on that was the pain was so bad and hurt, not just for me, but for family and everyone else. But then again, I had to catch myself like, I'm putting myself out there so viciously. Okay? My thoughts on really what do I want. And I got to think, you know what I mean? I got a family behind me that's just in pain. You know what I mean? And it hits home. It could be around, but this once again hit home. And now the healing's got to start. But how does the healing start when you're so much hating right now? And I know that's a bad word, and I don't like to say that because I just feel that the hate is so bad. But when you're in a time like this, and the way that things went down, and you can't but eye for an eye, period. You know what I mean? And even though the man above may not want you to do that, okay, but they were isolated incidents back at our parents' days. Isolated, very slim to none. Back in the 80s when your mom, we all ran, it was isolated. Now it's just it's free for alls. It's, you know, like Grandpa mentioned today, he goes, there's no Glen Eden, there's none of all these other things. I'm not giving free passes to them. But you know what? They put a pill in their mouth. You know, they were over there on Dumb Street. Now they're running the street with nothing on them.
Yeah.
And you don't know anybody. That's why, you know, where I go and where I'm around, street smart, you got to have it. It's a must. Because you know what? You cannot take anything for granted around you. Hey, man, can I go down? You know, hey, man, back up. Don't come within the tip of this finger and that shoulder.
Right.
You're getting rocked.
Don't invade that personal space.
No, you never. And you know what? It's a sad thing that a man can prey on a woman like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And
times have changed.
yes,
It's
absolutely.
just crazy.
Respect, everything's gone. Your mobility as a person. You're not even a person to me. And like I was telling him earlier, when you say, I can't even say it to him. Animals are good. Mm-hmm. Like dogs are dogs. Beautiful. I can't even put them on that type of level. You are garbage. Bottom line garbage. And need to be excavated just like garbage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or dealt with accordingly.
Yes,
I agree.
yes,
Based
absolutely.
on the situation at hand, whatever it is, the
Absolutely.
crime,
Yes.
you eye for
Yes.
eye concept, whatever, call it crazy, but it needs to be done.
It is what it is.
Yes.
It is what it
Yes.
is. And I apologize, we went off on subject here, but man, I was just thinking about that as we're just kind of bouncing all over.
Yeah.
But it is open table tonight, so
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
going to hop and scotch around a little bit, right?
And you should feel, like I say, you should feel free in your home and everything like that. Like, you know, people all the time, I don't care if they're out there holding signs, you're not coming up to my car. Get a job. Okay? I don't know you. You could come and try to, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Oh, I want to be nice. Next thing you know, bam.
Well, you see why, because of these terrible things that happen, why people
Yes.
are so reluctant to do nice things. when they have bad experiences, right?
Exactly.
Like it's different, like we talked about paying it forward at the drive-thru or something like that. So that type of stuff's cool because it doesn't require much contact.
Yes.
Or, you know, you got a little extra coin, you hit at the casino, you got a big bonus, you might want to just pay it forward, give somebody a couple bucks. You know what
How
I'm
you
saying?
doing?
How you
Yep,
doing?
yeah, how you doing?
I mean, there's generosity, and then there's like, yeah, man, there's like curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, man, am I giving this money to the right person here? What are they going to do with it?
Yeah.
You
But
know?
it's like, you know, I was at an event last week, and it's like, I'm standing there waiting to get a drink, a beer at the stadium, and this dude's not even acknowledging me. You know what I mean? Acknowledge your tribal chief.
Exactly.
Oh, wait,
And
you guys did the, you
hold
guys,
on.
okay.
There's like, you know, you can tip on the card reader. I was like, no, this guy made me sit here and wait for 2 minutes before he even
Exactly. You
acknowledged
get
me for
nothing.
my drink. There's no line, just me and my buddy, and I'm not tipping this dude.
Right.
You know, it's different. Like times are tough. I get it for like waitresses and stuff when you're out to eat. So I'm always fair in that regard. But you ever notice like they want you to round up for everything? Every store you go into, they want more. And these companies, man, they're just feeding off this frenzy right now. I'm just so sick of it, man. It just
Amen to that, man. That is becoming more of a bigger deal. Like you go to Taco Bell and go to the right, would you like to round up for, some donation of some kind? Well, where's that money really going?
you
And you don't know.
You don't.
You
know
don't
for sure.
know. You know, I heard now that at self-checkout lanes at Walmart, they're asking if you want to tip the register now or some shit like this.
Oh,
True
hell no.
story. Like, would you like to donate $1?
I heard
You
that.
know,
I heard
something of that magnitude where now they're actually asking people because I'm checking out my own groceries. I mean, we all have you scanned it, right?
Sure.
But now they're the roundup situation you're talking about is
Yeah,
bullshit.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you see the guy that went to Walmart the other day? Had his groceries and all that filled up, and it went up in there, and you're like, "Oh, you got to go to self-check." He goes, "I didn't come here to work."
Yeah,
He
right?
left the damn basket right there and walked out. I did not come here to work. I come here to shop to get my produce. I did not come here to work. That's your job. Oh well, sir, no, you got to go check your. Nope, left the record. Sir, you can't do it. Yeah, I'm out.
Are you guys finding that? I was at Home Depot a couple times this past weekend,
Yeah.
and the one time I was there, it wasn't very busy. It was later on the Saturday evening thing, and people were already at home, and I was looking for something I couldn't find the aisle. And I'm like, this girl was so like dissing, never looked at me once. So I said, ma'am, I said, can you tell me where I'm looking for like a remote timer?
Yeah.
That I needed to get, and she's like, I think it's down aisle 12 over there by the electrical. I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, that's about as much interaction she wanted to give me. Like zero. She was on TikTok.
Oh yeah, you're bothering
She was
me.
TikToking
Yeah.
Why are you
on her
asking
phone.
me?
Tic Tac.
And, tic-tacking. Yeah. And she's sitting there, and it really pissed me off because, I'm thinking, what the fuck? What happened to customer service?
It's a lost art.
Dude,
It is.
I'm
It's sad.
telling you, like, opening the door where they're not an automatic door. We've talked about this,
Yeah.
Philly, about giving that genuine courtesy,
Yeah.
and just being kind.
Yeah.
Lotto said it's nice to be nice. That's a great saying, but
100%.
the truth is that there's not enough nice people left.
I went to Tim Hortons to get a coffee this morning. Okay, and I got a coffee, gave her $5, and I says she owed me like $1. I don't know, $1.60. I said, "Here, any tip?" She goes, "We can't take that."
Really? They wouldn't take that cash?
I go,
They, the
"That's
Tim
for
Hortons I
you."
go to, they're like, damn,
I said,
straight.
I go, "That's for you." She goes, "No, we're not allowed to take them." I guess people were complaining because they kind of felt like they had that tip jar right there by the window, and they felt like they always had to give every time they come there. And the guy was like, "I go there 5 days a week, and I always feel like I'm intimidated by the tip jar. Like I always have to give a tip every single time I get a coffee." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I guess their owner of that Tim Hortons told them, "No more, you can't,"
Wow.
because they're feeling, like they have to.
They're obligated.
They're obligated, and they don't want to feel like that.
How do you guys feel about this phrase? It's just this conversation kind of sparked this. So I heard a good quote in an article I read. It said, "You can have anything, but not everything." So what that means is like you can go out there and obtain anything you want, but you can't have it all. Whether that be a relationship, job, even in business, right? As a consumer, okay, you're gonna get my money because I need those groceries,
Yeah.
right? It's essential to survive. But I don't have to give you that extra until you can't have it all, right?
Right.
So that concept pertains to anything in life, really. Mm-hmm. And in that perspective, and you put that out there to all things, it makes a lot of sense to me.
it's a simple saying that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
it struck a chord with me, man. It just seems like everybody's trying to go for the gullet. They want everything, but you can't have everything, man.
Yeah, it's a race to the finish to get there first. But, Holly, really quick on this whole tipping thing. What do you guys think when you go to a restaurant, they automatically put the tip on your bill?
That's fine. You just adjust to whatever you feel is necessary. If they add the 10 to 15%, okay. If I feel like you gave me, great service, I might go up to that 20, 25, depending on how things went.
Okay, I think it's fair. Yeah.
So they're already adding in automatic, or is it some?
Some do.
Yeah, I was going to say
But though, they tell you that, or
No,
they just,
no. We were, I can't remember exactly where the location was. We got our bill, and we kind of knew what our entrees were and all that, and what we drank and so forth. And, I looked at the bill. I'm like, man, either taxes got really high in Michigan or something's going on here. And it had an automatic 15% gratuity added to my bill. And here's my thought on that. I want to tip you what I feel.
Sure.
And I don't mean to be a cheapskate. I'm saying you're going to get a tip because I know you're working for this money. You're maintaining my table. You're bringing things that I'm asking for. You're kind of.
But you also may have been horrible too.
You might be that girl at Home Depot that's paying no attention to me and 2 shits less, and I'm not giving you hardly shit, if anything at all.
Yeah.
And so I think we're, there's some kind of people, or they're trying to regulate where they're trying to get people to people in waitressing and stuff like that, to where they get them more up to because I know people that are in that business. They don't make squat for an hour,
right,
per hour, so they work off of tips,
Yeah, for sure.
But I always thought that was kind of a little bit cheesy that they just automatically put it there.
Like why even like you as an owner own a nice company, a very nice restaurant, you ought to be ashamed of yourself to even pay the waitresses that low money.
Yeah.
At least raise the bar up at least $3 or $4, okay? And then if you want top of the tips, but are you going to ever...
We're talking tips, Matt.
Are you actually ever going to get the true amount
right
of loyalty?
Now, with that being said, and so on and so forth, I believe a good server would tell you that up front. Hey, guys,
absolutely.
just so you know, this is automatically included. If you'd like to add, you can. Don't feel obligated. Because I've had that done when I went to Fishbones a few weeks ago, and I was like, okay, I appreciate her being upfront about it.
Thanks,
So I
absolutely.
gave her a little pinch extra.
There you go. You get a bonus round because
for being
you're
honest and
transparent
fair.
and all that.
She did a great job. It was a big group. You take that in consideration as well.
And there you go. The next time you go there, and she's like, hey, honey, I got, right on the spot.
Hey, I've never eaten at Fishbones. I know you've been there a few times. Hollywood. No, I've never eaten. Is it good food?
It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Really?
a little bit pricey, but it's good.
Is it better than Chili's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah. I know it's a higher end
Get the
place. It's good
squid.
food.
I did have lobster mac and cheese.
Ooh,
Did you
look
have
at
squid?
No squid.
So it's obviously the name Fishbones. Is it more of like a seafood type place?
Yeah, but you can get, there's steak.
Baggage.
You can get a burger or something like
It's
that.
like going to an Italian restaurant. Can I have some chicken tenders?
Get the sushi platters. About 40 sushi on there.
Oh,
Different
see,
kind. Oh,
that's
You know Uncle June likes sushi,
Yeah,
don't
he
you?
likes sushi.
you,
Uncle
you
June.
like sushi, Philly? You
Uncle
like
June likes sushi.
really?
I do.
What's your favorite?
They call me Flipper.
I
California, Philly.
I could never wrap my head around it.
A little wasabi. Oh,
Oh, that's that horse.
Not too
no,
much.
that's the what's that stuff that makes your eyes burn?
Strong. So, quick story. I was like, I want to say 18, 19. Went on a blind date with my buddy Shalimar. He's in our fantasy football league. And blind date, met these 2 girls out there. Never had sushi before in my life. I didn't even know how to use the damn chopsticks.
Yeah.
So I dunked one of the pieces of sushi in that green wasabi sauce, and I almost blew like every sense of my nose out. I mean, it was horrible. It was so freaking hot, dude.
Did you start tearing up?
They were laughing at me, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you never had it."
That's horseradish, isn't it? It's like a base of horseradish or something like that with
I don't even
ginger or
know
something.
what's-
Did that hit you right there?
Yes, like all up in here. It's like
I did that.
you feel it in your brain. I mean, it was like my nose was running.
Yeah, instant.
It's
You
hot.
were with another buddy.
Yeah, buddy and 2 girls.
He's like, take it like a man. Take it like a man.
They were just laughing, dude.
Like, what did you do that for? See, I'm not I know a lot of people love sushi. Maybe I just need to dabble with it more.
yeah,
It's not my jam.
that's not for
I'd
everybody.
rather eat cheese sticks.
But that,
Those are easy.
that yellow stuff that's on there that's rolled up, that tastes like turpentine. turpentine or Lestol.
Goddamn, get the paint off your paintbrush with that
Oh,
thing.
dude,
there,
that
Jerry.
shit's nasty. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I know there's certain things in like ethnicities. Like I love Lebanese food, love it, man. You know,
yeah.
that's my like go-to stuff right now. Yeah, but the sushi thing, I don't know. People will go and they got good sushi. I'm in. You know, both my daughters like sushi. I'm like, we're
Hey,
you know,
if you like sushi, like
Polacks.
bus.
I'm not into the whole sushi thing, man. so
I get it.
it's nuts. All right, we have a couple more cards, didn't we, fellas? Or
Cards.
You got one more? How many you got, Philly?
I got
I'm
one.
last, so I got 2.
I got one.
I have $1 million to donate to a cause. What would I choose? As we talk about not tipping and shit.
Buy me a franchise.
I would say you would donate to a good cause. I would say you would donate to unfortunate kids that can't afford to play Little League or something like that.
Absolutely. It's funny you say that because if I did come into a big amount of money, like ridiculous, and I could do it, I would try to build a sports complex and let, youth kids play for free.
Yeah.
And then as they get into their teens, that's where I would try to make some money. But, try to give the less fortunate a chance to get acclimated to the game and give them a chance,
Absolutely.
Get them
I
involved
agree.
and off the streets and give them role models and whatnot.
Yes. And what have you.
What do you think, B?
I was right there. I'm thinking a man that loves sports, loves to coach, likes the youth, and kind of bringing people up through a system. I'd see you doing like a sports complex, kind of like a couple ball diamonds or something like that, a football field, kind of like something like what's the place in Roseville Junior Sports?
Yeah.
We have a place that we used to play ball there. They had those baseball diamonds, and they play football there in the fall. Name it your field or whatever, and that would be your thing, man. I
Philly
think
Field.
Philly. I mean, it just makes sense, dude. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Over to
With
me?
that being said,
Snooch.
Oh, Snooch.
I discovered blank before it was cool. I discovered blank before it was cool.
This could go abundance of wise. Before it was cool. I'm gonna say Snooch, man. I think you got started early. You know what I mean?
The Snoochy Snoochkins. Snooter Dooter.
Rumpel Snoochskins.
That's old Rumpel Snoochkins.
Goes with those damn new tennis shoes, the Snoochers, man.
I got sketches over here, but I got them Snoochers over here.
Hell yeah.
We've got them.
I'm gonna say, dude, fashion, because you're the kind of cat that I know when you trick out. I've seen that scarf.
My mama say I'm the best dressed.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say my man was trending style. He was ahead of his game while all the other guys were walking around their cut-off football jerseys and
Had them city slickers at the age of 13.
Holly was
That's what I'm
walking
saying,
over there
bro.
with them damn slick shoes on, man, looking like damn, that dude's got it going. I'm gonna say fashion and style. I mean, you're a dude that likes nice stuff.
I like
Yeah.
nice stuff.
You like to dress up. I noticed, man, when you come out, man, to play, you're like, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice.
Word.
You feel that?
Yeah,
Aight.
Hey.
All right. So this is me. I'm wrapping this whole thing up here.
You got one. I
Philly's
got one.
last.
Okay. My last one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Pickled moment? Okay. What is the hardest thing I've ever had to
Hardest.
say no to? The hardest thing I've ever had to say no to. I mean, as you guys know who I am, but
The hardest thing you had to say no to. That piece of pizza that's looking at you and going, please eat me. And you're like,
I started a diet. I can only eat 2.
no, I'm bloated right now. No. And that thing's just looking good and it's got the meats. I can't do it. But you want to do it. You want to do it. You want to just be enormously bloated and you don't. You got to turn it down. That's
Bro,
tough.
there is some actual truth to what you're saying. I've had that moment
Been
where,
there.
like, okay, I cheated on my diet, and I really should only. But man, I got to put it back in the fridge.
It's tough.
And then I go to bed
That
thinking
is-
about it.
That's a tough decision.
You know?
Ain't no lie there.
That's actually there's legitimacy to that.
You're
How
like,
about you,
if
Phil?
I eat this, am I going to be on the shitter in 20 minutes?
Or
like, paying for it.
you're going back to bed and you're like, you know it's later than you should be eating. No one likes to eat late dinners. You guys like to eat late dinners? Because
I used to.
I have,
Yeah.
lie, but I try not to anymore.
I've done that in the last couple weeks, like literally eating dinner that was made at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I was eating at 9 o'clock. And I'm
Nah,
like, what
that's
am I
too
doing?
late. Now it's sitting in your stomach.
Yeah,
for-
and then I'm tired. I want to go to bed, but it's like, oh man, I can't go to bed. I just still feel all that right here, and even
Yeah.
though I didn't eat as much, but that's a good one. What about you, Philly?
I'm going to say,
Want me to read the question again?
no, I know what it was.
Okay.
I think, after a couple of rounds on RedTube, that third video, man.
You're an asshole. It's just not working. There's nothing coming out. Talking about that dust again on that bed, bud.
all you hear is this.
I'm struggling with that thing like I'm wrestling an alligator. Nothing's happening over here.
That pinky smoking,
I wonder why it's so red today. It's just really rashy. Hey, Doc, I'm getting carpal tunnel. I don't understand. What are you doing with that hand? I don't know,
Oh, man.
Thanks for that one, you dick. I love you, man.
We got a rant here.
Hell yeah.
All right. If I want an all expenses paid vacation to anywhere in the world, where would I go?
I say Fiji.
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 So blue, so cold.
Yes. I say Fiji.
I say you go to Dubai. You go to Dubai.
Both would be really cool, but I don't know if those would be my top choice.
What do you think of this elevator music?
I'm gonna say Punta Cana.
Punta.
Yeah.
Punta
I'd
Cana.
rather go to like somewhere in Mexico safe.
Yeah.
The beach, the
Cancun.
water homes,
You have to be
modelos
safe.
flowing homes.
Although, guys, they're saying that Mexico right now is not a good place to visit. I mean,
Yes,
that's
that's
always
what
on the
I've
Been
list. But
saying that though.
now Jamaica's one of those other ones, like, don't go there.
Yeah.
I mean, they always say that. Spring break's over. Now they need, people already been there.
So yeah, that does it for the hot seat, boys. Well done. Well done.
All
So,
right.
now we're gonna just open the table up and have an open discussion, and we'll take a quick break, pay some bills, and we'll be back.
Yes.
You know 24th Street Pizza for their award-winning pizzas. From their barbecue chicken, deep south dill, and BLT pizzas to their Hawaiian barbecue, super veggie, and even chicken fettuccine Alfredo pizza, they have so much to choose from. But they've got more than just pizza at 24th Street Pizza. They've also got toasted subs, flatbreads, chicken, fish, pasta, salads, the list goes on. Plus, with free delivery in Port Huron, it's no surprise they have over 1,000 5-star reviews. To view their entire menu and to place an order online, visit 24thstreetpizza.com.
We're back, and we're just gonna open the table up and have some discussions about current events. So shout out to all the moms. Hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Happy
Mother's Day.
belated Mother's Day.
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course. We missed that one last week. Had a good time. My brother Nick. Shout out to Nick, man. This guy, he's always cooking up some good eats. Always puts on a good time. So shout out to him. I know he listens to the podcast too.
Damn you.
Me
Yeah,
and
Nick
Snooch.
loves to cook, doesn't he? He's great.
He's awesome. He's the best.
Did he do any ribs?
No, we did kebabs, bro.
Kebabs.
Burgers and dogs.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Cheesy potatoes.
God darn it.
So good, bro.
Yeah.
Hollywood 6-0 in cornhole.
6-0 absolutely
Wait a
dominated.
minute. This guy's undefeated.
Me and Hollywood, yeah.
Oh, man.
Took
Look
out
out.
someone
This guy it might be Hollywood cornhole next. I don't know.
That's what he would do if he had $1 million. He'd build a cornhole
Yes,
complex.
Oh, yeah,
he's a
without a
shooter. So
Very
B,
nice.
before we got on air here, we're talking about concerts. I'm really excited about this one. We got 50 Cent coming September 17th to Pine Knob. 20 years of the Get Rich or Die Trying album.
Nice.
I mean, I was talking to buddies at work about that album. I mean, you can listen to it front to back. Just a great rap album. Post Malone, I just heard he's coming out with the new album in July, so he's going to be here on the 11th, right, B?
Yes, yeah, Pine Knob Music Theater, yeah. But so go back to 50 Cent. What's the deal with him? When was the last time he was here? Wasn't he here with the Jay-Z and Eminem concert at Comerica?
That was a special like feature, and I think before that, I want to say was when he was with the G Unit.
Yeah.
That was a big concert too. I think they did Ford Field with
Was it
Eminem
Ford
and
Field?
all them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. I didn't go to that one though, unfortunately.
What's great about having 50 come in, because he has a lot of these Detroit connections. I mean, Eminem's not on tour right now, right?
I got a feeling maybe M shows up. Maybe
M
just
shows
for,
up.
Yeah, because
the
he's got a new
Detroit
song
show.
coming out.
M does? Mm-hmm. Could be interesting.
I forget. What was it? They showed him. He's got that dark beard and shit. Now it's like, man, come on.
yeah, he went a little too heavy on the Just for Men.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. I'm excited about that. I got to bring up this crazy story I saw in the news, though. All right. Hollywood, you ready for this?
Go ahead.
So, an evening manager of a Tennessee hotel was arrested after he snuck into a man's room and sucked on his toes. According to police, David Neal, a 52-year-old manager at the 4th Avenue South Hilton Hotel in Nashville, allegedly crept into a male guest's room while he was sleeping on March 30th and got intimate with his fucking feet.
How dare you talk to me like that? You don't know me.
That's pathetic.
Holly, what would you do if you're long night at the bar, you get in your room, you wake up to some derelict sucking on your fucking feet?
I tell you what.
I lose my shit. I'm definitely losing my shit. I'm losing my shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You got that left eye going, oh, God.
You know he's loving it, too.
That's pathetic.
Terrible looking.
That's pathetic. He's pathetic.
Is that the guy that was sucking on the dude's toe?
Dude loves feet.
Oh, that dude looks like a pedophile or something. He looks scurry.
He's something, bro. I don't know.
Oh, man, that's a different thing. That's terrible.
Just some wild shit.
Whoa.
So, this one. Robert De Niro. Jimmy, how you doing?
Jimmy, how you doing?
He just had another baby. This dude is 79 years old.
Seventh child.
I mean, what do you guys feel about that? I think we've talked about this before on previous pods, but 79 just seems a little old to me. But more power to him.
You got to remember one thing. You're a Fokker. You're a Fokker.
This baby's going to meet the Fokkers.
71 and he's having kids.
79.
79.
Yes.
And you know what? Here's the sad thing. You're probably not going to see your child graduate, and that's sad because you're not going to be around for him.
Right.
When this kid's going to need you most.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a sad thing. You know what I mean? Enjoy it while he's young. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that creates you feeling like you're young or something.
Yeah.
But you're going to miss out a lot of this kid's life. And that's sad to me. You know, I think that's kind of just too old.
I think so. I mean, he does have generational wealth, right? So
Yes.
the kids are obviously going to be set up long term. I don't know. I always wanted to, and I did have my son.
My daddy was 80 years older than me. Imagine that.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No. And you think about that. You're going to suffer as a child.
If I'm 80, I don't want to be changing diapers, and you know what I mean?
You know, my dad was
Not sleeping.
80, and I was one. Like, it should be my grandpa or my great grandpa. You know what I mean? You're not around.
Jimmy's still digging, though. How you doing?
Yeah, I mean, that just seems weird, man. You know, I guess he
His
still
oldest
has
is what, 52?
the potion to do it, you know.
Still dropping them dimes, man.
Yeah.
The girl, how old's the girl?
I didn't see how old his wife was, but
I mean, she's probably, I can't see her being in her 50s or 60s nor 70s. So she's probably young.
maybe in her 40s.
Maybe early 40s.
Possibly.
I wonder if it shows you that.
No, that wasn't on here. I got this, though. A Florida substitute teacher allegedly let a 7th grader hit her vape. Hey, you want to get high, man? So this lady's 50. She was arrested on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, on suspicion of child abuse. And this was in Orlando. Like, she wanted to fit in. That's just unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like a middle school student, like you can't be doing shit like that.
AKA Little Miss Slut.
Yeah, she's probably trying to get it in, you know?
Yeah, that's just...
It's horrible.
I mean, we hear these stories from time to time, but that's just one of those, oh, gosh.
It's like, why?
Where were they when I was in high school? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of crazy.
Hollywood, what's something you shouldn't say on a first date?
Or maybe not.
What you shouldn't say when you're on a first date?
Yeah, B, you can answer this too.
Let me tell you something, pendejo.
I would say,
Struggling.
probably like, you know, you want to have sex. You want to, you know what I mean? I think that would be, for some women,
Yeah.
kind of like a deal breaker, almost like, wow, let it naturally happen.
Sure.
Or you comparing, her to your ex or something like that. I think that's a no-no.
Yeah, I think that would piss a lot of women off.
On a first date. Like,
No
a
doubt.
first date should be exciting. You're getting to feel each other out and see,
Yeah.
see if you even kind of even really, are you having fun with this person,
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
What do you think?
I like the one that you mentioned about bringing up your ex and doing comparisons. I think that would be a major turnoff. I mean, if I was on a date and, oh my God, you remind me of someone I know. Who is it?
Right.
Oh, my ex.
Yeah. no.
And then that goes in the wrong
Like
direction.
if you're explaining a situation and we
Right,
ask a
right.
question, that's one thing. But you don't want to make no comparisons. That's
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I don't know. That would be kind of a. Are we talking deal breakers or just turnoffs in general?
It's just a flat out question. Like, what are things not to say on a first date? What about you got this? You got the bill?
Yeah,
I shouldn't do that.
You got me, bro. Thanks. I got this one next week.
I just think, first date, fellas should cover that tab.
Absolutely,
Oh, I
man.
believe
I
that.
just
I
think
believe that.
I'm old school like that. I mean, I wouldn't expect a woman now. I'm married. My girl be splitting them bills. You got this one, I got the next one. We do that.
Yeah.
But I think that first date, I still think that old school. I got it. Don't want you to worry about nothing. But what would be kind of a no for me is like you said. I mean, you want to start, talking about all that other.
Yeah.
Hanky panky, the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Let that happen out natural.
Let it breathe.
Let it
You'll
breathe.
know.
Let it air
Yeah.
out. Get that moist out.
Moist.
Bad subject last podcast. Like, why did you even say that? So disgusting.
Moist.
Moist. Anyways, I think like just talking about like things like money. Like so how's your bank? Are you how's your financial situation? Are you aight?
Yeah, aight.
But that is important. I'm finding there was a study done that a lot of single women, and I would say men, there's that financial piece. They want to make sure they're not inheriting someone else's big problem. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
gets in
And
a serious thing.
I think that'll come out over time. As
Yeah.
You sit down and have deeper and in-depth conversations with that person. Like, so where do you, us at this age here, what do you feel about, like, as far as, like, debt? Like, I really don't have any. How about you? Oh, well, I got, my kids in college. I'm paying for this. I got all this. Oh, okay. You kind of know if they're kind of along with you or if they're kind of hesitant. Like, oh,
Like I wouldn't even know where to begin. You know what I mean? I've been in. I'm fortunate to have that long-term thing going. It's not all been roses and rainbows, but like for single guys, like where do you kind of start the conversation? It's kind of like we're gonna go hang out, and you just sit there and you're like,
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
I think that comes when it gets serious and like
Yeah.
you're looking to move in together. Okay, what are we doing here? Let's be open about it. Let's talk about it. What are you willing to bring to the table? how are we going to do this? That's when you can
Communication.
talk about that, but that's
Yes.
down the line.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to get into the financials like right off the rip.
No, that would be kind of like, if someone's going to talk about finances on a first date, I'd be like,
Yeah,
man, I need
there's-
to place and time.
There's
you know?
probably stuff someone might be trying to work on still or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so yeah, I would keep that out of it to start for sure.
But Philly, there are people that, I'm not going to pigeon the whole just the females, but people that look for sugar daddies.
Yeah.
There's gold
So what
diggers
kind of
out there.
car do you
mamas, too.
got?
Sugar mama, sugar daddy.
Where do you live? What part of this town are you in? Or it's like some people are looking for the financial status.
Yeah.
How are you going to take care of me, boo?
Some
right?
are looking for sugar.
Sugar, the Lato
Right.
Sugar.
I got some leftover domino cubes in the pantry.
Lato Sugar.
I know about all that sugar. There's people out there that want to go for, that sugar daddy.
Yeah, no, you ain't wrong.
If I was you guys, I'd go for the sugar mama. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I know that who you guys are, so
But
it's interesting.
With that being said and whatnot, and what have you, what is a rich people thing you thought as a kid, but realized maybe it wasn't such a rich person thing as you got older? Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, so and so must have money, but that was just part of being an adult. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like you look at. We didn't get a house till like my senior year in high school, so I always thought people that had houses, like an actual house.
I thought
It's a good question.
I thought the rich person growing up as a child, as a kid, was the one with the real nice house, built-in pool.
Dude, just stole it. That's a good one.
Brand new ride. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was nicely dressed,
Sure.
The mother in a sundress and the father in, nice, toupee, had the slacks on, nice shirt,
Yeah.
That's what I thought was the rich, the uppity, nice front lawn, the flowers, everything was nice, and patio sets and all that. Grass wasn't, didn't have dogs running around tearing it up and shit like that, and they had that built-in pool. That was the rich. Yes,
Bro, I'm thinking, that's the first thing I thought about. Remember Chuck Powers? We went to
Yeah.
high school with
Yeah.
Chuck, and, there's like the rich side of Roseville, and then there was kind of like the middle part of Roseville, and then there was like the rough side of Roseville, where we grew up. Chuck's a great guy. I played youth baseball with him and everything. He's like, hey, we're going to go after practice. Why don't you come on over to the house and go swimming? I'm like, yeah, that's great. A bunch of us went over there. And we open up, his patio door, and there's this in-ground pool, diving board, slide with water coming down it, and that meticulous lawn you're talking about, and that beautiful manicured backyard with the flowers and the shrubs trimmed so perfect. I'm like, man, we living in the hood where I'm from. This dude's parents got some loot. Well, his dad was an engineer for Ford Motor Company, and his mom was a nurse. So back then, I'm sure that was making good money.
Oh yeah, they had a nice house right there.
And this pool had just gotten put in, so this was like the newest. Hey, we got a place to go swim now. It wasn't the above ground. This is the in ground. Deep side was like 9 feet.
It's the real shit.
I thought, man,
Dive board.
No, I get what you guys are saying, but my thing was like, what did you think was rich? But really, it's like common. You know what I mean? That's what I meant by like,
okay.
I mean, Hollywood. See, this pickleitis, we both had it at the same time. But
it's
thanks.
like-
that's no. I got what you're saying now.
you guys
Okay,
never
no,
follow the detail, but it's okay.
I'm so
Think
sorry,
what's-
bro.
Think
So
what's rich,
clean.
but it's really not.
That's what I'm saying, because I mean, I got a new truck, I got a house now, my yard's fucked up, but like
My dogs destroyed my backyard.
front lawn, right?
Yeah,
but I'm
curb
not rich
appeal.
by no means, right?
Curb appeal looks solid.
But yeah, it's just kind of like you build towards nice things.
I guess have that big house. Have that big house. I thought that you were rich. Like, look at the rest. We got these, smaller homes. These must be the rich people.
So that could be bougie, right? Because
Yeah.
you could, just live for a house, right? Or just live for a car. Some people just live for their nice
They making that
wardrobe,
money.
But
But
things
really,
like that.
yeah.
But is that really rich or?
No, and here's one of the things. Like, if I didn't know you, say we were at a party and you got introduced to me, and I seen you dressed real nice with like a real flashy watch. Back in the day, if I seen a guy wearing a real nice gold watch or something, a real nice shirt, I'm like, yeah, he ain't from my side of town.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm over there looking at this guy. Where this pretty boy come from? And you think about it, like I always signaled like that's somebody that like came from like a higher end area because I didn't grow up in that type of environment. You know, we were all blue collar, and now I got a bunch of them watches. They don't cost a lot of money.
Right.
They look nice. They're
They look like
Invictas.
that bling bling.
You know, I don't wear them all the time. I'll bust them out like one of those 32 bottles of cologne you got, Hollywood.
Yes,
but
sir.
it doesn't make me rich. It's just I always thought I kind of put that as like the in-ground pool, like something like, man, that guy must have a lot of money, man. That's a nice watch.
Or what about the person that smoked that pipe from the side?
Oh, yeah.
the
I love
pipes.
the smell of
It's
pipe
funny
tobacco.
you just brought that up because as I was hitting this, I was thinking of the pipes.
That pipe,
Yes,
side.
the pipe.
Everyone didn't smoke them.
No.
We used to smoke weed out of a pipe. Me and Chuck Powers, the same guy I went to the swimming pool with when we were in high school. He's like, dude, you want to smoke some weed? I'm like, I don't really dabble with that.
I never smoked a pipe, but I like getting my pipe smoked.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's like you didn't see a lot of people like, oh, that guy must be, something real special. You got that big money. You got that big boo-boo.
What about you, man?
Like I said, just having like a house because, like I said,
The
we
house
didn't
thing is
get-
like the significant.
We grew
like
up in a
you're-
townhouse. You know,
Yeah, okay.
my mom did everything she could. Real fun childhood. So that's not a knock to nobody, but having the
Right.
crib,
No,
the yard and all that stuff. So I'm like, man, people must be really doing it. You know what I mean? But it was simpler times, and I had, 2 younger brothers at the time, and then Andrew came along. You know what I mean? We had to upgrade. Partially, that was my fault throwing that big ass party, but
It goes down in history as one of the most
Yes.
epic freaking townhouse parties ever.
it was like fucking Project X, Brad.
Right, I'm telling you, that was pre-YouTube, right? You were a legend in the
I
day.
wish I had the fucking camera rolling then.
What remember Kurt, the maintenance guy? You guys, what did he say? Did he say something to you? Did he come by
he
that
wouldn't
night?
even look at me. The cops were there. I ended up in jail. It was bad night.
That was rough. It's crazy. I vaguely remember hearing about this thing, but then I was like, I didn't realize how big it was until you finally told me. You're like, Uncle B, like half of Lakeshore High School showed up. It was crazy.
It was like Lakeshore,
Cars were
Roseville
parking in-
mixed. I mean, in a freaking 4-bedroom townhouse, dude. Every time I turned the music down, someone was cranking it up. Liquor everywhere, girls everywhere. I mean, just so many people. I lost complete control.
It was like a club. It was a club. It was crazy, man.
So speaking of like, money and stuff, like let's talk about this Ja Morant situation. So again, he's in a Instagram live video flashing a gun after being suspended 8 games, after coming out and saying he's working on himself in therapy, statement. This has been a hot button all week, and I really wanted to talk about it because I know he didn't do anything illegal per se, but at the end of the day, it's not even about like the role model thing. It's like, man, there's so many people like in the hood that would love to be in your position. Dude.
Yes.
And you got the world by the balls making all this money. You're a great athlete. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, common sense is completely lost at this point. Are you trying to be someone you're not? Because if you do that, what happens is those people at times, they end up on the news for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I would hate to see that happen to a young, promising athlete. You got to watch your company you keep, man, even just on a regular basis. Us normal blue-collar folk have to do that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're at that pinnacle of your career. You're making millions of dollars. You're in the limelight, the spotlight. You really got to be careful, man. And I just think he's going to have to pay the piper to really learn. I don't know what that entails, but I think it's got to be more than the 8 games he got. That's for sure.
I would say, like I said, after the first time, I would say probably an indefinite suspension this year and hit that part of that contract. And if that doesn't wake the man up for next year, when we're playing with guns and stuff like that, and regardless, you have young kids looking up to you as a superstar, of wanting to be where you're at one day and thinking that this is okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this, the flash and guns and all that stuff. No, it's maybe in your type of living or lifestyle you may have lived and think that that's okay in your world. It's not. There's a lot of lookers on there, man, and you are definitely not someone that they should be looking up to. And if we don't put a stop here and maybe even make an example of them, it's going to continue. It's going to continue.
And let's be on record saying, like, okay, he didn't do anything illegal, right? There was an investigation. You can have a gun in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the point. Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, how it's ignorant. You're a grown man. He's 23, but you're a grown man at that point, and you're a father. What example are you setting? Like, go have fun. You know, you want to post videos, dance, post to social media. That's just the time we're in. I dig all that, right?
Yeah.
But there's no reason to be, like, flashing guns and acting hard. And even if you are, why would you put that out there for everybody? Like, that does nothing for your career.
Don't you think money kind of falls into, like you were talking about? You get this, you're 20, think back when you were 23.
Sure.
We only know what we were making dumb mistakes on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Couple that with millions of dollars in your bank that's there for you.
Not to cut you off, but that's not an excuse because he was just fined and suspended for this in March.
Just in March.
And he did it again.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's something that, to Hollywood's point, maybe when you strap someone with some kind of a penalty that's harsher than what we're talking about, like, hey, we can't do this and
yeah.
blah, 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 you start getting into those types of, you have to learn a lesson the hard way sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's just, it's like the kid that plays for the Lions that got busted for gambling. The same week that came out in the news, he got in trouble in Las Vegas for fighting. In Vegas. So, is it the immaturity? I don't know. But it is no excuse because at that level, you're getting that kind of money. You have people that can surround you, either the right people or the wrong people. I'm sure they're giving these guys, we've seen it on like Hard Knocks where, these guys are being educated. Some of the people don't want to listen to this one, man, I'm just living life.
And they've tried it.
And they go against the grain. And doing that, you're going to lose out.
It's fucking stupid is what it is.
It is stupid.
And it's poor judgment. It's all those things. And I hope he figures it out because I still think, he's got to do something quick though, because this could completely snowball out of control because he's already had like Crips speak out against him. Like he's throwing up gang signs on the car. I've seen all this shit and it's like, dude, you really want that? Like,
you're going to bring it to you. You're going to bring it to you.
You don't want to do that, man.
And bring that to your team?
It's so detrimental. You know what I mean? It just, it's not a good look. And I just think, it was a polarizing topic in the sports world this week, so I had to talk about it, man. It bugs me. I hate to see people piss their potential away, but you got to be smarter than that.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
So that's all I got, boys. Crickets?
Reusable water bottles contains, it's something that was in the news today, your reusable, you guys have reusable water bottles you use? Thermal cups and things?
Yeah.
Get a load of this. Your reusable water bottle contains 40,000 times more bacteria than a toilet seat.
Really?
Yeah. So it's basically saying that per research conducted by US-based waterfilterguru.com, water bottles contain twice as many germs as a kitchen sink, 4 times the amount of bacteria as a computer mouse, and 14 times more than a pet's drinking bowl.
How?
It's interesting.
The research further revealed that the bottle caps are the cleanest part of the bottle with a tenth of the amount of the bacteria and what it is people aren't cleaning them properly. Say you got water, your saliva, whatever food, and it's building bacteria. If you're not sanitizing, cleaning them,
makes sense.
Sometimes we just go to the sink and we rinse them real quick and dump it out and put in some fresh ice cubes and pour our drink of choice, and there you are. And it's not properly being so. People aren't necessarily cleaning these things, And I was amazed to find that the cap, or the drinking part of it, is the cleanest part. I would think that'd be the dirtiest, but we could put this on our website.
Dishwasher and be done with it, right?
Yeah, that would be the most practical thing to do. But being it that they came out with this study that said it's 40,000 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Which,
wow!
If you guys ever been in these I'm sure you go to these restaurants. Some of these toilet seats look like someone's ass exploded. I'm like, well, that's a whole different kind of bacteria. But it's just so gross. It's crazy, man, just to think that that's a study that someone did and they swabbed it and came out with this study. I found that very interesting. Heard also on the news that right now the study was done on people with what they consider depression or mental illness. 29% of society right now claims they're in that category.
Wow.
So almost a third of our population feels that they have some kind of either anxiety, depression, or some kind of mental lapse. And
I can see that.
And some of the people are blaming this right now. You know, it could be pandemic driven. Oh man, that damn shot that I got to stop COVID, and it's something in our body. We've talked about this before. Do you guys feel that happened? Are you in that 1/3 or the 29% in some way, shape, or form?
I've always had some sort of anxiety. You know, it kind of runs in the family a little bit. Definitely, that was a weird time. You know what I mean? It changed a lot of things. It changed life in general, right? But yeah, I think, you know, most people do fall into depression at times. I think you can't always, like I went into like a detox for like 8 months where I didn't socialize as much, but I was more or less working on myself, getting in the gym, eating better, getting my mind right, focused on things like I wanted to do, spiritually getting right, just cleaning my head out, you know what I mean? So that can be looked at as, oh, this guy's depressed, he's not doing nothing. Or it could just be, hey, you know, I'm trying to get myself right. You know what I mean? But anxiety, especially from the pandemic, I mean, that was just a crazy time that we lived through.
Oh, it still has the effects on people. I mean, we lost time. We lost time that we're not getting back.
I think we definitely lost time. I think when you shut not just country down, almost was worldwide, it seemed like, right? It was eerie watching news, and, you know, I don't want to go back to that doom loop of what it was. You know, we lived through it. First time in over 100 years something like that hit our society, and it's a different society now with technology and advancements and everything that maybe in the Great Depression and all the stuff that happened back in the 100 years that the last one happened or whatever it was, that today it's a lot different feeling, you know? So I've noticed people now have, you know, some people have go into seclusion. You know, I got friends that I used to just seem like I talked to all the time, and poof, gone.
Yeah.
And I miss them, but I don't know if they're dealing with the problem.
Sure.
You know, and so sometimes you want to do the phone a friend.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, man? I haven't heard from you in a while.
And that does go a long way, by the way.
I feel that works. Don't you guys? Like, if you were in a bad spot, just out of nowhere, someone called you out of the blue.
Yeah.
And man, it's so good, man. You feel like you were special. And I think we got to go back to some basics, man. Like, give people the courtesy. You know, hey, man, how you doing, man? You know, I'm just thinking about you.
Goes a long way.
That means so much. We need to be a little bit nicer in our society. Right now, we're just, you know, we're like cattle being, you know, like herds. We're just being pushed around. And, you know, I just feel like that's a bigger, you know, that's part of maybe some of the anxiety and the depression. And, you know, I got to be like this person because they've got, you know, 200,000 views on TikTok, and I got to be like them to be somebody.
It's a lot of pressure nowadays.
Don't you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that.
I wasn't surprised when I heard that study. To me, it made sense to me. Myself, I've gone through it, and I still battle with some of that stuff.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I think it's normal. You know, you know, you guys can hit a euphoria. I know you can have like that really good, you know, couple 3-4 weeks, and all of a sudden something happens. It just you hit the brakes. You're like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
You know, what I do to deserve this shit?
Right.
You know, and all of a sudden you're like, shit goes upside down again, but you start going down, but you got to get back up, you know? And we need those pickups. We need people to surround ourselves, even back to this kid you're talking about who's screwing up his career.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, you got to have that mentorship somewhere in there. And that's why I respect a lot about you, Hollywood, because you've mentioned older people that you like to hang out with and talk to and confine to and learn from.
Yeah.
Man, we could learn from each other, right?
Yeah, that's why and the comeback is always better than the setback, right? And that's why, like, through hard times, I've leaned on both of you guys, you know, my family, my brothers. You know, it's just, you got to keep those good people around. That phone call sometimes, even if it's like once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever it is, just to check in. Hey, how's it going? You doing all right? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Right.
It goes a long way. It lets you know that you're important.
Yeah, you know, you learn a lot. Like, you know, I stopped by and went and visited one of my good buddies. You know, and he's much older than me. You know, you're talking, he's probably like 20, 30, let's see, probably around like 24 years older than me. But it felt good. Okay? It felt good.
I hear
Him and his
bro,
wife,
double
we
apple.
sat there up in the front. We chilled, had a bonfire in front. Just talking about old times.
Yep.
about things that we used to do and stuff like that. And he was happy. He goes, you know what, man? He was like, man, thanks for coming by, man. He was, I really needed this, man. Because you don't know, he's retired now.
Yeah.
He's not doing, out there working every day in the public anymore. You know, it's at home.
Yeah.
So he really enjoyed it. And I said, I really had a good time. I enjoyed that because I got to spend it with you, your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Because don't you think, like, life gets busy for all of us? We have families, we have jobs, and you just get in this routine. And it's good to just break that up sometimes.
Yeah.
Break the mold, you know what I mean? It revitalizes you in a sense.
And you understand that. People have their life. They got, maybe their kids are in sports, maybe they're working on their promotion, or maybe they're not in good place right now, but it's okay to do that once in a while, and I just think that's kind of something we have to remember because it doesn't happen enough. So I don't know, that was like one of those things. Artificial intelligence, you guys hearing a lot about this AI stuff going on right now where the computers are able to almost mimic exactly who you are with facial stuff, and they can recreate kind of like an avatar of you.
Yeah. They got one on Snapchat. They got this thing called ChatGPT or PT or something. Like, I was just with my buddy Andy, who's been on the podcast. What up, Andy? He showed me that, and we were talking about the podcast. And I was saying, how we want to grow and stuff like that. And he put some basic information in there, and this filter ran down like 4 or 5 paragraphs on things to do, just by typing in a couple sentences about the podcast.
Yeah, wow. And they're saying that there's technology out there right now that to be a lawyer, you have to pass a bar exam. And that takes years of studying to become a lawyer, just as it is to become a doctor. So when you do the bar exam, you can actually put information in an AI, artificial intelligence programming of some sort, and it will give you the answers to the test.
Yeah.
I mean, think about SATs and things of sorts where kids are sitting there taking the test and they're, putting stuff in on their phone. Man, my kid's a valedictorian. No, your kid's dumb as a box of rocks. How the hell did you get that grade? But it's there. Technology we hold in our hand, these phones.
Right.
These are computers, basically, right? And as we talked about, are they listening to us? Man, I got to get a lawnmower. All of a sudden, you got to feed for lawnmowers. Like, how the fuck? What just happened?
Yeah.
We've all been there,
Algorithms.
I was like doing that a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden, I had Honda come up, Snapper. And I was like, what the heck, man? A Cub Cadet. I'm looking all, how all this shit get in my... I never Googled it. I just said it. Right? And that shit is there. So now this artificial intelligence, or whatever they call it now, is evolved to where it's making everything so easy, and it's weird, and that's going to only get bigger and stronger. Look at the graphics on frickin' Xbox and PlayStation for what it was 20 years ago.
Me and my buddy were just talking about that at the Tigers game. They got like a little mini store in the stadium. You go in there, grab the beer, you set it on this platform, it automatically reads what it is. Somehow, some way, registers as it was a Modelo. Put your card, pay. She's like, honey, you have to crack that before you leave. Crack it and you go, just like that. Boom, done. Amazing. And I just said that, like, we came a long way, fellas. Like, this is crazy.
What about the robots? What about the robots that come up and bring your drinks right to your table?
Yeah, there's robotic mixologist on some of these. Las Vegas is one of the places you'll find it, where you just input what kind of cocktail you want. There ain't no bartender there.
Yeah,
it's a robot. All the fifths are in a caddy, and this robotic arm comes around and say you want a Long Island. It grabs and measures out exactly, and the next robotic arm comes and pours. Ice drops in, straw pops out. It's like a vending machine now. So is that taking people's jobs, or is that just something cool? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, cool, but it's eliminating job.
So, all right, on the subject, we don't eat fast food here, right? I can't find it fast enough, but I'll tell you what. I went to Rally's. I was craving a burger, but I didn't want any burger. I wanted me that Big Buford, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted that Big Buford, and I seen that sign driving down Gratiot, and I'm like, 2 for $6. I'm like, that's me. I went through the drive-thru, Hollywood, and it was not the lady with the headset taking my order. It was a person on a pre-recorded "Welcome to Rallies. How can I take your order?"
Automated.
And I said, "Hello,
Yeah.
hello. I'm hearing you. How can I take your order?" Okay, and I gave my order, and it was a repeat of my order, and it was like a computerized. Somebody was taking my
Would you like
order.
dessert? Would you like cookies, or would you like anything
Would
else?
you like to add?
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
like to add $1 to make it a large and all this? And I mean, this was truly somebody that was doing someone else's job at the drive-thru, but more thoroughly.
Yeah.
I was blown away. So it's my turn to get to the window to go pay, and I look at this lady, and she's looking at me. She goes, "I know what you're going to say." I'm like, "Is this where it's going?" She goes, "It works great." She goes, "People talk, it listens, it repeats, it asks you if you want to add something, your total, you get here, and here I am." My shit was waiting.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, damn, even the drive-through windows, because you can't find good help. You ever been
Yep,
to the
it's-
drive-through?
your order's done.
I mean, Just James used to talk about getting bagels at Tim Hortons with cream cheese, and they forgot the cream cheese.
I know it.
You know, but now you got these people that now they're watching the monitor as the order's coming in. They're getting it ready
Tim
for
Hortons going to come the same way.
you. Isn't that something? I think
Yeah.
there's self-automated McDonald's
It
right
could be a
now.
line. They pour the coffee,
Maybe
your
coffee,
mix,
cappuccino, there
right
you
to the
go,
window.
bam.
How you doing?
That's so crazy.
Ain't got to worry about no one being late. Nothing. Just go get that money. But if something breaks down, it could set you behind.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like the Coca-Cola machine or the Pepsi machines. You could design your own soda. I
Are
want a
you going to
little bit.
have someone there watching that machine all day and paying that one person?
Right. You probably have to have techs and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
you have to be certified, licensed, and whatever it may be.
I think on the West Coast they already have this in play where you can go to a convenience store. There's nobody there. There's nobody working behind a counter. It's all basically pay and then it drops. It's like all automated.
Yeah. I've seen
Your
those.
cooler doors have like those little, like you go to like a, you know, I don't know,
Doop, doop, doop. F2.
the bottles
bing.
of Mountain Dew or your Coke Zeros or whatever you're
You
buying.
want a
your Pepsi.
case of beer? Boom, boom, boom.
Well,
Here comes
Hollywood, you're in the auto field, right? You know, look at the trucks now. It's
Yeah.
all computer generated. That's
Yeah.
okay. Let me check that real quick. Do. Come back. Yep. You're good.
Yeah.
Software update. You know what I mean?
And I wanted to wrap it up with this because when Sammy T was out in California last week, he called me. He's like, "Dude," he goes, "You know, I got a car. I had to rent a car." I'm like, "Okay." He's all excited. I'm like, he's like, "I got a Tesla." He's driving around in a $50,000 Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Bri," he goes, "This is the baddest thing I've ever been." He goes, "I feel like I'm in a spaceship." He goes, "Amazing." He goes, "If I had 50,000 mad money, I'd buy one right now." I'm like, "What's great? What's good about it?" He's like, "Oh man, this thing does like, the windows go up and down and it plays, to Bohemian Rhapsody or some shit like this." And like, he's sending me these videos. It's nothing but a steering wheel, a big ass monitor. You've been in a
Yep,
Tesla. I've
seen
never been in one. I've only seen pictures. And everything is through your steering wheel. Even the way you go into drive and reverse, it's a roll button basically. There's a big monitor. And he said the acceleration is like getting on a roller coaster at freaking Cedar Point. Because when I was on the highway, out in California heading towards that area, man, he goes, I hit the gas or the pedal, the electric pedal.
Yeah.
Still can't wrap my head around that. And he goes, dude, it was like G-force. He goes, amazing. He goes, I put the heat on. There was no lag time. Now I got to wait for the car to warm up, get the remote start going. He goes, immediate everything. And he goes, the seats could, vibrate. They could even fart, he said.
Our buddy at work's got his wife one of them. She loves it. Loves it.
Actual audio.
That Tesla butt.
Tesla butt.
So you know what I say about that?
I've been in the DMs alive. You know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the DMs alive.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you, David
Over to
Crockett.
you, Hollywood.
Let me tell you, David Crockett. I want to talk about that Juana Bariana, NBA 7'5" from France.
France, he's supposed to be the number one overall pick.
Oh my God, dude! Can the guy shoot, dunk, pass, dribble?
Who picked him up in the
The
draft?
Spurs got him.
Spurs. They always seem to land on their Spurs. They've had good teams in the past.
And Detroit was 14% as being the highest to land this guy, and they came in 5th out of them first top 4 spots.
I'll tell you right now.
How do we miss it?
I don't like the NBA draft.
I don't like it either. I think they got screwed.
It's horrible.
I think they got screwed.
I agree.
Bad system.
Real bad system.
We lost 66 games and got the 5th overall pick. That don't make no damn sense to me.
Exactly. I think it was already in because they got money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could you imagine being 7'5"?
Oh, he's big, dude.
I mean, he could probably do a slap shot with his dick and hit a hockey puck. I mean, hold on a second.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. His hand right there. Where do the Sixers go from here? Rivers is fired.
Yeah, I seen that.
They don't know what's going on with Harding. They may take Burkholz, which was Milwaukee's coach, try to sign him. But where does the 76ers go with Embiid and Harden?
Who's Burkholz?
I think he was Milwaukee's coach, the one they fired.
Let me see.
Something like that. That weird name.
Like in Donaldson or no?
But hiring him. And they won more games than 76ers have won in a long time. But they just thought it was time for him to go.
We're going to listen back and go, who?
Who's Berkowitz?
Berkowitz.
What the heck is that?
Why, as a former coach, Hollywood, why does Doc Rivers continue to never find a home?
Great
He's
topic.
always on
Great
the
topic.
move.
Well, Doc Rivers, just like the player that he was. He never was that great player. He was a journeyman player.
That's true.
And sometimes that follows you into coaching as well.
I can see that.
You can't get to the highest Appalachia, they would say.
Space Mountain?
Yeah, Space Mountain. And you could only get, to the frost line. And I don't know. I just don't think he has all the tricks and things that like a Brown or a Popovich.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Spedifort from Miami. The guy's proven they won. And they're playing Boston now.
Boston.
But look at Utah Jazz. Look at Jokey, man. The Joker. Triple-double since Oscar Robinson, dude. What a great team.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
They smacked the Lakers around last night.
Oh, yeah. Smacked them around like a dirty little whore. Like a dirty little whore. Yeah, for sure. Here's another thing. Let's switch gears up from basketball. What about Haney going against Lomachenko at the 135-pound weight class, or 140?
Is this
this Saturday night?
Was that boxing or UFC?
Boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Haney's undefeated. Lomachenko, I think he's lost twice, but he was the fast upcoming rise star who's fought in the Ukraine in the war. By his first 11 fights, he already fighting for a championship.
That's impressive.
And this loss to Haney could put him away.
Yeah.
Into retirement. And he's still young. So, this is a big-time fight for Lomo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's going to set you up with Gennady Davis or any of the other big Fimo Lopez and all them.
Oh, yeah.
You lose, you're going back down. You're not the A. So you know how that goes, man. That just trickles on down. You know what I'm saying?
You got to win those fights, man, to stay relevant. And if you don't, it's downward sled from there.
That's what it is. What else with that being said? I wanted to say, what did you guys think? And I think we were talking about this the other night. About the Lions going all in on that Williams from the Jets. And now I see the Bears are talking now. And another possible team, which I didn't get that third team. And you were telling me about your take yesterday on that.
Yeah. So, Quinn Williams, I feel like, okay, you passed on Jalen Carter in the draft. You got a veteran now. I don't really know the deal with the Jets. So I know he had some issues coming into the league. They could definitely use a defensive tackle without a shadow of a doubt. I've heard Ndamukong Suh's name be thrown out. He's obviously older. He's at the tail end.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn Williams, for the right price, I wouldn't want to give up too much draft capital. Wouldn't want to pay him too much money because, like I said, if we stay healthy, I really like our D-line.
Yeah.
You know, but to add a piece like that, it would be formidable. You know, but it's got to be right.
Yeah, they're like, you know, they didn't want us to get into like that Rams type trade.
Yeah.
Where they didn't have a first rounder for 3 years.
Yeah, like too much too soon.
Yeah. When you can go through the draft,
right?
Next year
they've
too.
been. Like,
Yes,
look how
yes.
young we are. We got depth. We got a ton of talent.
Yes, and next year's going to be even better, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know what I mean. So he's a beast. They're thinking that could be the piece. Then they were talking, well, you know, then what if you end up having, the Eagles or the 40, which I can't even see the Eagles touching him. Like, where are you going to get this money at?
Yeah.
Or the 49ers. Where would you come up? You got the best 4 front line or 5.
Yeah, it's like you said though. You know, these teams somehow find a way to make it work. You know, signing bonuses for $1. So somebody on the Rams did that shit. You know, to try to win that championship.
And to get to the big game.
Yeah, I mean, they could sell out and do it. They have $20-some million. I think after the draft, maybe it's less. You know, like 11 or 12. But I think they're saving that for restructured contracts. Maybe make a splash sometime. We got the June 1st cuts coming up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may be able to land in there. I don't know, man. If it doesn't make sense and it's going to cost too much money for the team, you got to see what kind of financial burden you're going to put your team in with this guy. And then what if he doesn't work out?
Yeah.
I want my time. I'm you know what I'm saying? But you're not, you're not getting the push.
Yeah.
That we expected out of you.
Right.
Now we just wasted all this money.
Did you say push or push?
Push. And last but not least, I'm sure we've all seen, I'm sure you've seen today, the Cabrera saga.
Yes.
I didn't hear about this.
I think Cabrera, I mean, even though he got a hit, I think Cabrera really needs to look for the best for the team and just stay on the bench and let these guys play. Because you are hurting the team as far as you got thrown out today, and I think the guy bobbled the ball 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that was ugly. Even the guys behind me were like, dude, I mean, you could
They're
have ran
laughing.
that out, you know?
And that's what's going to happen even more and more. You're going to start hearing the chants and the talks about him, you know. And it's sad. It's like you can't even catch up on the fastball now. Base is loaded, dude. You strike out yesterday. You know, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but your swing was so freaking late, bro.
He's batting only 182 right now.
That's sad.
It's tough to watch.
It's tough to watch, and I just got a feeling. I don't think it would happen, but after a while, people could say not have an understanding and start booing his ass, and that would be horrible.
It would.
To see him going out that way, like, come on, fat fuck. You know what I mean? Like that shit, like, because he just didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't come into shape, man.
Right. Yeah, he definitely could have been safe on that play.
Yeah, the pitcher, I mean, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're the one that didn't come into camp in shape.
Right.
You know, you've been doing this the last 4 or 5 years. You've been done about 4 years.
Right.
That's not fair to the fans.
Yeah, I think when these guys, you know, would talk about Michael Jordan, you know, these guys, as they get to the twilight of their career, there's like, you want to do it with dignity, you know?
Yeah.
And to your point, Hollywood, he showed up to camp not in shape. It was evident when you seen him in training camp. You're like, well, Miguel, man, he had a good offseason, you know?
Yeah.
But you're right. You got to do it what's best for the team. If you got a young team, I like this new GM.
Yes.
At first, I was like a little skeptical. I'm thinking, who's this young guy? You know, it's like Billy Bean or whatever. He's, you know, he's all into the numbers and stuff. Since he's came on board, he's made a difference. But this is it. This is the last year for Miguel. I guess, you know, they're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But you ain't helping right now.
No, you're not. It's going against the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By trying to be nice. Yeah, you had the poster board on. I'm not worried about every team celebrating them. Okay? You were dominant for like a 6-year period as far as a Tiger. And then you just tailspin down once you got all that mess with another woman, the alcohol, you're getting busted, you went downhill and you cheated Detroit. That's the way I look at it. You're not that guy that they're scared of anymore.
No. That's been gone for a couple seasons now,
Yeah.
I would say. And they're giving him his flowers. It's a swan song. We know that. But I can see if AJ Hinch, they're gassing him up. The team loves him. He's a great guy to be around. But if you start hurting a team on the field and you get deep into the season and you're teetering on that playoff push, because they're just not consistent enough yet to be very competitive. But they're hanging around.
They're there.
So make a move. Some guys get healthy. You never know what could happen, right? So if it gets to the point where he's really hurting the team in a pivotal spot in the season, I could see him sitting them down. I really can. I think, Hinch is a guy that's won a World Series. All the other stuff, aside, obviously the cheating scandal and everything, but he's a good baseball coach. Let's call it what it is. And I think he'll do what's best for the team, and I think you have to at that point.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to bring up, so the NFL schedule was released.
Yeah.
Our beloved Detroit Lions opening up the NFL season in Kansas City at Arrowhead. What a time to be a Lions fan. Super excited about that. It's the Dan Campbell effect, like St. Brown said. He's like, this is the Detroit Lions now. This isn't the same old Lions, Now it's just like we talked about, put up or shut up, man. You got 4 primetime games, and you go on national TV on Thanksgiving.
Arrowhead.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, and I think the Jets are playing the Bills on TV. Okay, now, who would ever thought that, Bills versus Jets? Yeah. I mean, now since Rodgers getting all this command on TV and everything. He'll be on TV more than anything else.
He went to the biggest market, New York. Let's call it what it is.
The Jets is horrible. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not going to get Billy Bob coming out of the cheese factory. Hey, Aaron, he had a pretty rough game. You're going to get these beat reporters from New York. They're brutal.
Yeah, they're going to be on TV just like when Favre went over there.
And if they don't come out smoking, you know what I mean? It's just like, I wish him well over there. I'm glad he's out of our division. Aaron Rodgers. Let's go back to this opening day. Of all teams, there is a reason why they put the Lions with the Chiefs. They're won their Super Bowl. It's a big game for them, coming home for the first time in front of their home crowd.
And they're
opening up against the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
why was that, though? Because Detroit showed the most, and this is not me talking, this was the experts that kind of picked and choose the schedule positioning, that they said that because of Detroit's finish, winning 8 out of the last 10 games, and knowing that they went into Green Bay, that they didn't have a chance to make the playoffs, and still put a tattoo on Green Bay Packers on national TV.
Yep.
That signified to the league that this could be a damn good game. Now, I think Dan Campbell said this, that we could go one of two ways with this. And no matter how it happens, we could win and everyone will say, oh, man, now all eyes are on Detroit.
Yeah.
But we can lose, they'll say same old Lions. He goes, that's not our mission.
Right.
We're going there to win. And I like the hype that's already going into this. We're 4 months away, but
for sure, yeah.
I mean, I loved it, and I like their schedule. I mean, we had a group chat going. I'm like, how could you say this is somebody we know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is bullshit.
For
I called them out on it.
C-Rebel, you said they were going to be 7-10. Damn you.
Yeah. I think he's retracting that because I talked to him a little bit today for a hot minute, as much as I can handle him. But yeah, this was, I like their schedule, man.
I seen today on a thing that came through on Google, they had them at 10-7.
That's
fair. It's fair. I see 11, maybe pushing 12, hopefully, if they come together. In order for you to put yourself in that elite pair where you think you're going to be with the 49ers in Philly, you got to beat Kansas City. Because you got to beat them out the gate. Because that game could hurt you.
I don't disagree with that at all. I think it's a big deal.
It's a good measuring stick, though, to see where you're at. Are you able to play with the big dogs? You did it with Buffalo last year.
Yes, absolutely.
Say what you want. They were a little beat up or whatever, but you should have beat them. Let's call it what it is, right? You went neck and neck with Philly, had a great game opening day.
Should have.
I expect the same thing this year.
Baltimore too, right?
You got to expect to win. Everyone's picking you to be third in the NFC, right behind Philly and San Fran.
6 overall.
When's the last time you've seen that?
Yeah, to go to the Super Bowl.
And the last time Goff and Mahomes faced off, Goff was with the Rams.
That was a shootout, man.
It was one of the most exciting football games I've ever seen.
Was it like 56-48, some ridiculous amount of
54-51.
I remember the game. It was just
unreal.
Ridiculous how many points. There's no defense, obviously, but it was a fun game to watch.
I couldn't take my eyes off it, man.
We got the D. We got
playing
the
Madden,
D.
wasn't it? Like, damn, look at this.
And we got the offense. Where Kansas City's got the offense, but they really don't have the D.
Right.
What if we have to take advantage of that?
Yes.
What if the rookie Campbell goes in there and puts Mahomes out for the year on his first game?
Oh, Jesus.
You never know
Everybody's
what could
hating
happen.
Detroit, man.
You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
I'm excited about that. I mean, that's something to
Hell
truly
yeah.
look forward to. I mean,
Come out
opening
and
week
punch
is
him in the
fun,
mouth at home.
but you're the only game. The NFL is such a monster of a business and league that everybody around the world watches it. And the only game that's on is the start off for the NFL season is going to be Detroit Lions playing the Kansas City Chiefs, national TV.
And you don't have Hill to worry about, so you ain't got to worry about that blazing speed. You got to lock down Mahomes. Period.
They still won the Super Bowl without him.
Yes,
Still,
you're right.
They are the Super Bowl champ.
That's
You're
true.
right.
You can't discard
Absolutely.
what they already have accomplished,
So
man.
that's why I'm saying, even if they go in there, say it's 34-31, I'm never happy with a loss, but you can respect that because it's a shootout.
Oh, absolutely.
And that shows me you could play with anybody in the NFL. Now, we go in your division, handle the NFC, get in the playoffs, anything could happen.
Right, but and that's a very good analogy. However, I kind of like what Hollywood's saying. Is like if you really want to get that instant respect.
Oh, for sure.
You beat this team.
Oh, yeah.
In the opening game of the NFL season on national TV. Man, you think there's a lot of bandwagoners now.
Man, shit.
You could only imagine when they come home, when they come back home, and then they end up having to play. What is it? Seattle's their opening game, correct?
That's another one they got to seal the deal with. You can't go into Kansas City, punch them in the mouth, and come lay a turd against. You know what I mean? You can't do it.
No, man, the momentum's got to be there. You can't hit that. I mean, it's going to be a very, very interesting year this year.
They could go 4-1, 5-1.
Those first two games are tough. They're not going to be easy games, right? But you win those two, I can see them going 6-7-0 out the gate. It gets a little tougher as you go because you know the division's going to be tough regardless. You're going to get Chicago's best. Green Bay, I don't think they're going to be good at all. But Minnesota is a pain in the ass too. You go to Baltimore, that's probably going to be a loss just because we struggle with running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But really, guys, it's late out there. People say, the schedule is tougher. They're not playing a last place schedule. I looked at it, breaking it down, and all you have to go off of is last year and some of the additions. But even with that, the ceiling for me, I can see them winning 13. They should not win less than 10.
No.
Yeah, that's my expectation this season. It's got to be.
In future episodes, we're going to have our prediction podcast, right? Where we go right by game, and then we'll put our. Hey, do we ever get his dinner for winning the bet?
No.
Well, when are we going to go?
We got to before the season starts.
I mean, it's on the air now. We owe you because you won fair and square.
Fat and square.
Fat and
Pay the
square.
minutes,
Wherever
fucking
you want to go, Hollywood. That's a near future guy date. We owe him that, but we're going to do that, right? We're going to
Absolutely, we have to.
The rundown and the predictions of the division winners, and we're going to bracket it out.
Yeah, that'll be down the road.
Can't wait. I'm already excited for football.
Me too, boys. Well, great show. Episode 85 in the books.
Very nice.
As always, presented by 24th Street Pizza and Oscar's Barbershop.
Oscar.
Remember, email us at fivesotheweekpodcast@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Love y'all. Be good.
Thanks, everybody.
I said goodbye, vamoose, adios, ciao, so long, get your hat jack.
Time to turn down the sheets.
And I will spank my butthole a little bit.
That's all, folks.
Bon voyage, motherfucker. Get out of here. Get out.